Yes, yes, Lord of mercy. Follow me, you know. You're listening to episode 6 of the Broad Street Breakdown. My name is Vinnie Paz, box cutter Pazzy. Broad Street Breakdown. I'm here with my co-defendant, as always, the OG Gavin.
Yo, yo.
Cousin Sinatra.
Yo.
Sicko, a.k.a. Stevie Puerto Rico.
What up?
Pablo.
Professor Pablo, baby!
There's that Starbucks.
And last and most certainly not least, engineer extraordinaire, Scott Stallone.
Yo.
Broad Street Breakdown is being brought to you by Crescent Street Tattoo, 4371 Crescent Street, Philly, PA, 215-487-0360. Website, crescentstreettattoo.com. Instagram, Facebook, Crescent Street Tattoo. Email, crescentstreettattoo@gmail. Gentlemen, how are we this week?
Doing well, Vincenzo.
Everybody well? It's Thursday night.
I'm tired, man.
Are you?
Yeah.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Well, you were with my brother buying a new car today.
That's right.
I'm assuming that might come back around
well,
in
I think
the
we're going to
Pablos,
revisit that.
cheapos. I know you didn't pay fucking.
I didn't pay full price, I'll tell you that much.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit's sweet though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Sweet.
gonna harp right now because everybody in this room know you didn't pay fucking market price.
You know
for
what I'm
that
saying?
shit.
But even if I was a regular customer, little plug, Holman Toyota, hold it down. You know what I'm saying? They take care of me.
Wow.
Okay.
They'll take care of you, let me tell you that much.
That was just fucking.
Wow.
So we can't plug the diner for free food.
Right.
But we can plug that.
This is amazing, man. He just.
It's a company car that would be used to cart your asses around all day, every day.
Nobody
So
caught me around, man. That was fucked. That was heavy,
He
man.
got it in.
All right.
That was heavy.
Hey, yo.
Gentlemen,
Wait, did you get paid for that?
I did not. Well, I got paid in a discount. That's what that's how I roll.
Jesus Christ.
And to boot, the Lanny got a free lunch out of me.
Oh, well, yeah, you've gotten so many free fucking lunches out of me, and he's getting free lunches from my friends.
We were gonna go to the diner, and then he was like, "Whoa! That joint right there's got Kobe beefsteak. Turn him around. Stuffed with lobster."
I'll
Yeah, I
have
mean-
the lobster stuffed with lobster,
Yeah.
please.
He's y'all two together, some cheap motherfuckers, man. Because my brother,
Were you like-
brother's fucking doesn't get off his fucking wallet either, man.
Were you like, listen, I have a radio show. You hook me up, I hook you up.
Were you like one hand wash the other, both wash the
Did you
face?
get some merch? Did you get like T-shirts and shit, mugs?
Oh, I already posted on the Facebook page a big ad with the fucking map to it.
Wow, man, that's out of fucking
Me with the
line.
handshake out front. Yeah.
What do you think
With the
about
big
that,
tube,
cousin
dude.
Frizz?
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's a good way.
I don't even know what to say when he says this stuff.
He fucking-
I have no clue.
That
So,
shit was. I didn't see that coming.
Neither
That
did
was
I.
a
It was
real
like a
You'll never see
fucking
it
right
coming. You'll never see it
I was
coming.
expecting a straight left, and I got hit with a right hook.
Yo, when you go down that path,
Let me
with-
tell you, go to John's Toyota. They take care of you.
No, you got to do like the one dude. He's like, "Yo, up in Coatesville, come on down." They all got the good Philly accent in the Philly auto Johns.
Fucking hey.
you can't
I'm
talk to him
all
about
fucking-
retail.
Come
without
up and
it
see
coming
Mike. We're
out.
going to take care of you. No money down.
Oh my.
Wow.
I'm all fucking off kilter from that.
I think you had 2 Starbucks.
No, anything happened this week, fellas? Since last, y'all went to see Agnostic Front, right?
Yeah, me and the Gavin did.
Yeah, big up
did.
Stigma, big up Roger. What up, yo?
It was a good night. We had fun.
Yeah, we had fun. It was a good time.
I think me, Gavin, and Pookie spent most of the night in the Broad Street Diner. Which suited us very well.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Egg gimmicks,
There used to be a place for ribs. Right?
bagel gimmicks.
A place for ribs.
Remember that?
Holy shit.
You remember that?
Wow.
Had a big sign, a place for ribs.
Place for ribs.
Never
We,
get the ribs there.
I-
Don't eat the ribs.
We've been through that. I don't do that.
Don't eat the ribs.
Scrambled eggs, yo.
Yep.
The
I didn't even do the breakfast gimmick. I went just with coffee. I was loading up for the night. It was funny though, because we didn't have any plan. It was just like I drove down to his crib. Sean came down and met us after she got off of work. It was like we were hungry. Let's go to the diner. We're walking up, and I'm looking in the window, and there's Roger and Vinny sitting with a couple of people. I was like, okay.
Oh, okay.
So they put us in the booth right behind them.
Oh, I thought y'all linked up like on the purpose.
Like we had talked, and I was like, we'll be there. I'll look out for you.
Yeah, I was gonna roll down as well, but I didn't wake up in time because by the time I texted y'all were in the diner.
Yeah. It was cool though, and like I marked out for it because as we were sitting there, Roger was with the. I don't know if he's going to be a co-author or a ghostwriter or an author, but he's doing a book, basically about his life about Agnostic Front.
Yeah, they're doing a documentary as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So as we're sitting there with them behind us, you can basically hear the interview.
Oh, that's dope.
Which I'm marking out.
Yeah, of course.
Gavin's no selling it, but I'm marking out.
Yeah, Gavin no sells everything.
Yeah,
I don't mark for nothing.
But the funny part of the night was
Gavin spilled fucking coffee on his fucking docs, and I see the spots
Is it
on it.
still killing
and
you?
my OCD is going fucking batshit right now. I'm just putting that out there because I can't think of anything else. But looking at his fucking, it's making me insane.
That's a sin and a shame.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's helping me concentrate.
It was funny though when we got in there, the guys saw us and they jumped up and they gave us a big hello. And then Mr. Stigma, of course, after wishing him a happy birthday, he just shouts out, "Oh, Stevie Puerto Rico!"
There you go.
And I'm like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And it wasn't. We were sitting down.
It was an hour later.
Yeah,
and like at least an hour later, I'm like, "Oh, now I get it." He couldn't remember exactly how to say my last name, so
Right.
he just made me.
So from
it's not Puerto
from that
Rico?
day
No, it's
forward,
not.
Stevie Puerto Rico.
So that's the
He's
new
the
moniker.
palest Puerto Rican I've ever seen in my
I
life.
were you,
Pretty much,
I'd
yeah.
change
I've seen
my
more
name
pale
tomorrow.
Puerto Ricans
Hey.
than him.
I'm gonna
know-
go do the license gimmick like for Sinatra next to me.
Yeah, I know. That's his real shit. That's not a gimmick.
No, I know, but didn't you say you were gonna get the whole thing?
Yeah, I want to drop the last, and I just want to make it Frank Sinatra.
Exactly. So I'm gonna do it like that now.
Old blue eyes.
Jesus.
So yeah,
Fucking.
He's throwing me off
He
tonight.
is, man.
I'm like off
Between
my
the
game.
plug and the
I
blue
know,
blue
I
eyes.
know.
I need
It's the rice pudding
what's that
fucked you
called?
up, man.
Reboot.
I didn't eat much of it.
he's got an agenda.
So I don't know. As far as me, last time we've been here, I just been I've been at the crib writing, and my head. It's Thursday.
Are you doing
So-
some music recording tonight?
Yeah, I will be. But I'm most. I've been obsessing over the season finale of The Leftovers. I was fearing that it was going to be the series finale because it wasn't known yet if HBO was going to pick it up after it had aired on Sunday, and they said that they'd be making a decision very shortly, and it got picked up for a third season. And so with that said, I breathed a sigh of relief just that I'm going to get more of this piece of art that is called The Leftovers. But I will say that this season of The Leftovers, season 2, is the most well-written season of television I've ever seen in my life. That's A. Wow. And B, I can't say enough about the final episode, how it ended, the acting of Justin Theroux. I'm not sure the girl's name that plays Nora. I know the daughter.
Carrie Coons?
Yeah, that's it. I know the daughter. I forget her name, but that's Andy McDowell's daughter, actually.
Is it really?
Word?
Yeah. And then Regina King
I
is
follow
in
her on the Instagram.
it. The daughter.
Yeah.
And then Regina King.
I love Regina King.
Regina King from Boys in the Hood and
Boondocks.
Poetic Justice. I can't say enough about the show to anyone out there who hasn't seen it. Gavin, we talk, I would say, daily about it. Is that fair?
For sure, especially since the last one. Since it ended. This season.
I know we talked about our inability to separate art from life and how we get caught up in things and how that's
obsessive personality traits that we
right,
have.
but is the gift or the curse? You know what I mean? My stepfather, Rocky, God bless his soul, I would talk to him about a movie and be like, yeah, that movie fucked me up, and he just couldn't comprehend it. Hey, Vin, it's a movie. You watch the fucking movie, then the movie's over, and you move on. You know what I mean?
See, I study stuff. If I'm into it, I'll study that
for
shit.
me, I won't even. I can't say I studied. I'm just. I'm super affected by things.
Yeah.
By film and art and music. I remember seeing Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and walking around for 2 weeks like a zombie.
That
Yeah.
fucked me up too.
And I feel like I've been I've been sort of fucked up since Sunday about The Leftovers. You know what I mean? And how brilliant it is, really. But
I feel like I need to watch it again because I was,
You have to.
On the first watching, you're trying to,
Yeah.
in a weird way, you're trying to get through it.
Yep.
And I feel like you miss stuff. So I feel like I need to watch that last episode again. It's hard to talk about. Like, are we kayfabing this? Like, no spoiler kind of thing for heads who didn't see? Or are we?
I don't know.
Don't spoil it for me.
Yeah, so
we're basing this
recommendations every week.
So
but
we're basing
if you
this
spoil
show
it every week-
around whether or not we spoil this for you.
I'm saying, you know what I mean? Just like the
yeah,
way
I mean,
we
I-
make recommendations.
I guess we
you
can
don't say,
say-
"Oh, and the ending is this."
Right.
But,
Yeah, but you should be watching it. That's not our fault.
I should be, but
on, Scott.
I haven't yet.
Come on, Scott.
Put your headphones
The
on.
one succinct pronunciation I want to make on the overall impact the show had on me
Sicko watched the whole 2 seasons in like a day.
in like 2 days.
I
yeah.
think Pablo did it not in 2 days, but pretty
a
quick.
week and a half, and man, there's some hard nights sleeping when you're
Yeah.
doing like 2 or 3 episodes a night, and then go right to bed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
not
with me
good.
and Gavin, it's like neither one. Well, we usually don't watch it live, so you're watching that shit at 2, 3, 4 in
Right.
the morning. The whole world is asleep, and you're left with that shit
Right.
to deal with, and it's nothing good to be left with.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And it lingers depending on your personality. Like I said, sometimes art just doesn't affect me. It's over, and they go make a fucking sandwich, and that's it. That's cool. You know what I mean? I don't know whether, it's just it's been part of who I am since I've been a kid. So I don't know any other way to live. You know what I mean? It's been like that way with shows. When a band has blown me away, it stays with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, just a beautiful piece of fucking of filmmaking, really. You know what I mean?
From the time I started watching it to the very end, which quite literally was about 2 days, the highest compliment I can ever give any kind of piece of artistic expression is from the moment I started watching it till, it's going on right now, I look at shit differently. And to me, that's the entire point of art. Like, just going to work, just like walking through crowds of people, like I'm thinking in a way I've never thought before. And if like you can make me do that, then you're up there.
yeah,
Like,
that's a great way of.
and it's very rare that happens, that something comes along
Right.
deeply moving.
Yeah, when it does, you tend to obsess over it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
I'm still thinking about it, and like I think Damon Lindelof is the one who's behind it. He's a bright guy. He's been behind a lot of dope projects. He's partnered up with J.J. Abrams, the kid who's doing Star Wars,
Yeah.
and he's done a lot of good stuff. So yeah, I mean, big up to everybody involved with that show. I guess we are recommending it, so we don't want to tell people too much. But I mean, there's 2 seasons with 10 episodes, so that's 20 hours of your time. You know what I mean? If you could fit it in your schedule, I strongly suggest doing it. And I'm assuming, since we know now that it got renewed, it'll probably be back in
that
like a
came
year
out.
or something.
It came out today that it got they re-signed for a 3rd and final season.
And apparently, people were dressed up as the guilty remnant outside of the HBO offices.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And
a group of heads went out there and sort of I don't know if it was protested, but kind of made a statement that they wanted them to re-sign for another season. I guess because it didn't do super well as far as the
they're saying the ratings were not very good.
They actually said the ratings were better the first season and the second was superior, but I also read this article where they kind of figured it out. The first season ran during the summer. The second season ran against other fall shows on network television.
Yeah, because nothing's on in the summer.
Right. You know what I mean? It's
And
like
the NFL.
Exactly.
You
So
can't
you're
fuck with
talking-
must-see TV. You can't fuck with it.
Oh my God, man. Jesus Christ. So you're talking Sunday night. What time is it actually on? Because I've never
9, I
watched it
think.
live.
I don't know.
I have no idea
Sunday
what
night
time
football
it's
is going on.
Third game.
Yeah.
Sunday
Yeah.
night
Well,
at
that's-
9, the
that's
football
Walking
game's
Dead.
on.
Yeah, football, Walking Dead's
Right.
on. Like all these shows that motherfuckers mark for, like
Right.
heavy
Yeah, so I mean,
millions
it's not
of viewers. So it's
None of
ratings
us
is
are
not-
fucking network execs, and we don't have to figure out why the.
Right.
Well, HBO did the same thing with The Wire.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
season when it was over, they were like, "Oh, we don't know if we're doing another one." So I don't know if that's part of the gimmick, you know,
Yeah,
if it's part
yeah.
of the hype or whatever. But
I mean, I don't
and I
know
remember
about
them
the.
sort of doing that with The Sopranos for different reasons, like they don't know if they're coming back, and
Yeah, that had a lot to do with I think people.
9/11 happened right in the middle of it too. So
Yeah,
they
like
took a long break.
2 seasons in, it happened, and they were filming right there, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have people that feel like, yo, this is a platform for my movie career. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I mean, I know Gandolfini had his sights set on bigger things, you know what I mean? And
Well, I had read a thing that those dudes weren't paid very much from the get, and then once it blew up, they were like, "Oh, whoa!" Like,
Oh,
now
no,
you
I'm
gotta-
they-
now you got to give me some bread.
at a certain point, I think him and Edie Falco had
Yeah.
like the best deal ever, at least in cable TV. Not. I'm not including network television, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
they were
sure.
making chavo for being on HBO. You know what I mean, per episode shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we all just wanted to talk about that and how good it is. How good of a show
I was
it
telling,
is.
and even last night when I finished it, my wife was the one who She started from day one, and she had been telling me, "You need to watch this," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not big on supernatural stuff." Like,
Yeah.
And then he started telling me about it, and I had forgotten. She said something, and I turned to her one day. It's like, Gavin says we should watch this show.
I actually saw her.
and she lost her mind.
I saw her
That's right.
attack you on Facebook and your husband and wife. She was like, "Wait, you gonna listen to Gavin?"
Oh, she
and
was
I've been telling
so
you about
mad.
this shit for 18 months or
She
whatever.
was heated.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, man. You know,
Gavin knows stuff, man.
Yeah,
You know, it is what it is.
me and Gavin were in from the rip when we saw
That could
the
have been a private conversation.
DJ
And she took it to
Weezon.
Facebook.
when we
Absolutely.
saw the previews and we're like, this is gonna be heavy biz, and then like 12 weeks ago or however long, 3 months ago, we started seeing the trailers for the new season. We're like, whoa, they're moving to some other place and they're going to do another gimmick, and we're like, yo, there's new people.
They were doing those good promos with just the sign.
Yeah, they just said miracle,
Yeah.
so it's like
They're like, what the fuck is
Yeah, the
happening?
promos-
What's going on?
that's what we were writing.
yeah.
We were just
Yeah.
writing in caps and exclamation points. What the fuck?
Yeah.
After every episode ends, we just write each other, what the fuck just happened?
I
Last
usually watch it before Vinny does because I'm at work till a certain time, and then I'll watch it about 11 or midnight and text him like, what the fuck? And then 3 hours later, I'll get a text back like, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck.
I couldn't even talk about it with my wife. Like, she kept trying to bring, and I'm like, I can't yet. I can't. Like, it was so fucking emotional, and it took me to such really dark fucking places in my own head.
Well, let me
I
say,
couldn't talk about it with
let
her.
me say this about that because I feel you on that. But let me say this. Now, if you look at social media and see people talking about it, obviously that's no indication of how well it's doing because we've all heard that it's sagging a little bit in the ratings. But with that said, let me say this. At least a good amount of people are watching it for it to be renewed.
Sure.
Would you agree with that statement?
Absolutely.
So that means a lot of dumb people are watching this show.
Yeah.
Which then leads me to think we are definitely seeing this show differently than these people.
Absolutely.
As the wise Artie Lang once said about Seinfeld and The Simpsons. He said only 2 shows in the history of the world have worked on 2 levels. Dumb people like it and smart people like it for 2 totally different reasons.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to say I can understand how you could be an idiot and watch The Leftovers because you know what I'm saying? Like, I've
Absolutely.
seen idiots big it up, and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know how you're grasping
right,
this.
I know who you are, and you're a fucking
Moron.
a nincompoop. So
How are you vibing off
if
of
you're
this?
a fucking if you're dull, what are you saying?
Right.
So
And what's wrong with me that I'm like,
what's wrong with me that I can't sleep at night because of this?
right, exactly.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
yeah. So all right, well.
And he kept texting me all week, like, where you at? And I'd be like, I just text him a number.
I didn't bother you or Pablo about it until you both told me. Pablo had mentioned, yo, I just finished season 1. And I was like, well, if I start engaging you, I'm not going to be able to.
Right.
He's got
It'll
that
be-
look on his
He
face.
does. You got
What
a
is
shitty
that?
grin on your face.
There we go.
I thought that I didn't have to think about the show too much because in reality, I would be taken up. I live a good life.
Here we
Chosen
go.
chosen one. You guys don't know really about.
He thinks there's a taken up.
So
What the fuck's he
you're
talking
implying
about?
he's saying that he
Translate
believes.
that for
I
me,
will. I will.
please.
He's
I will.
censoring-
Support it.
He's censoring
No, no, no,
himself.
no,
Support
no,
it.
no, 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 no. He. Let me explain this.
Okay.
Cut me off if I'm wrong, which I'm not.
Proceed.
He believes that the departed. He believes that all the departed
Right.
are good people.
That it was a
And
rapture.
and that it was a rapture.
They
and
went
that
to Jeebus.
So he believes had this happened for real, he would have departed and we would all still be.
Gone.
No,
See?
Gone.
that's not
See,
right.
Yeah,
See?
well, this is like there's a left.
You don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole
All
because
right.
then you're going to
But
know
I'm
it.
just going to say this. Obviously, you know about the books Left Behind. No. You
About
don't know?
what?
Okay, there's a whole series of books.
Yeah, of course, of the
Left-
leftovers. Yeah.
No. Left Behind. It's a different series. It predated the Leftovers, and it was very specifically about the rapture.
Oh,
And
no, I
it's
didn't know about
it's
that.
It's a big Christian thing. I know somebody who read it, and when the Leftovers started doing the promo for the first season, she was like, "Oh, this is based on the Left Behind series." Yeah, I mean, just anybody who knows anything about that is going to say, "Oh, it is about the rapture," because that's what those Christian
No, but
books were
there are
about.
there's books called The Leftovers.
I'm sure, but the Left Behind series, if I'm not mistaken, predates.
No,
You're saying the
no,
Left
but
Behind
we're
book is
saying-
absolutely talking about the rapture.
It's 100%
Leftovers
about
may
it.
or may
Right, but
not
we're
be
saying
talking
they're
about
not
that.
connected.
No, it's definitely not.
I know
talking
they're not
about
connected, but I'm saying the premise is so close that in the back of my mind, I'm keep watching and I'm going, it's kind of the rapture.
Oh, okay, yeah, no.
Not at
It
all.
makes it so very clear that you can't figure out that whether it's the rapture or not. What I'm saying is this fucking dickhead Pablo thinks that the departed.
Oh, I get
the
that.
departed were all the good people taken,
Right.
and he somehow thinks that he's one of
Right.
them.
He was one of the guys.
the slow adult, my man Chucky, he went. What crime would he commit?
What about
I'm with him.
what about Matt, the preacher guy?
Yeah, he was telling everybody like
He
who
had
wasn't
some people
good.
had some problems. They probably got forgiven, and they're up there with me.
up there with him.
theologian Pablo.
You mean he
What do you think about
he
that,
kicked enough
cousin
money
Frank?
up to the
Yeah,
Up there with me.
preacher or whatever?
Where are they in heaven?
they could be on Mars for all I know.
I love when he tries to do the religion gimmick, but he ain't buying it. Like he tries to work that angle, but then he can't do it because
He
doesn't
can't do it
fucking-
well enough.
Right.
So then he
He
starts,
can't even sell himself
He starts
on it.
stammering on the promo.
Right.
He starts stammering. He has a great idea for a
Yeah.
promo, and mid promo is like, I'm not
he
Cactus
bails
Jack.
on it. He bails on it.
I
Yeah,
can't cut a promo like this, so now I got to fucking. I don't know what to do now.
I think he
bails on
watched Total Recall by mistake.
Yo, you
They're going to Mars.
I think he watched
3 boobies.
I think he watched fucking 2.5 Men. I think he binge watched 2.5 Men. There was a glitch on Comcast on demand.
He was watching Friends rerun.
He was he thinks
I was
fucking,
wondering why Ashton Kutcher was a star that show.
he's like, yo, I think at the end why Ross and Rachel got married was because
Oh, you gotta stop.
That Justin Theroux, though, Gear. He's got some good steamy scenes, that guy.
steamy, man. This guy, it's always some homoerotic shit with this guy.
But for real, I get asked a lot in my interviews. Who
Are
would
you
pl-
gay?
who,
In
who
your-
would play me in my biopic?
And it would be
Justin
Justin
Theroux.
Theroux.
We both
All right.
got back pieces. Is that his real back
No, it's
ink?
not his real back.
Well, he'll get one for the role.
Right.
And we look
Who's
we
that?
look similar.
The
Main dude.
How
Some
does
of
he
those
think
tattoos
he
are
looks
real.
like him?
Yeah, but not that big.
The back one ain't
piece.
real?
Nah.
But I think he would be perfect to play me in my biopic.
In your bio, what would
Yes.
your biopic be called? I'll give you a second to think about that.
That guy's
He's
a
all
handsome devil.
and you're all.
Well, it's
tennis
whatever
ball
my
head.
book
You're
is that
a
Sicko's
mess.
going to write. Sicko's going to write my book, and then they're going to make that into a
This is
movie.
gonna be a
What's
short
the-
fucking
what's it gonna
book,
be
man.
about?
It's gonna be quick as fuck.
It's gonna be a cartoon.
It's gonna
What's
be
it
a
gonna be
fucking
about?
leaflet.
I know. It's going to be called The Leftovers, but it's going to be
His
the
kitchen.
food, the
Yeah,
dinner he
it's gonna
didn't
be
buy
called The
tonight.
Leftovers.
looking
'cause he's
down
too-
at the leftovers.
It's gonna be
Today-
called
It's
The
like a prequel.
Leftovers as well, but it's about the shit he saves at the
Because
crib.
he's too cheap.
Today, I went to Joe's and bought wicks for the leftover candles. Tomorrow I get a new car with Lanny.
You're fucked because
It's how to repurpose
you're
candles.
no. But I was at Michael's. I was at Michael's yesterday.
Yeah.
I was in the bracelet aisle. I was going to make you a friendship bracelet, but now you're not getting one. So fuck you.
That's fucked up.
Yo, where's your birthstone? I
What
had
is
your
the
birthstone
global-
picked out and everything.
What he doesn't
I
tell
would
you
wear
is
it.
it would be made out of like lint
If you gave it to me, I would.
from
All
the
right.
dryer.
Done.
All right.
What is the
wear it.
global population? 7 million? I mean, 7 billion? 7 billion people?
I think so.
Earth?
Yeah.
It's around there. Yeah, nobody in the room knows.
Absolutely
They're
not.
all annoying me. I know that
All right,
much.
well, pop.
Too many. That's
Too many.
the answer.
I think he is probably 7 billionth in terms of being interesting enough to have a biopic.
Wow. 7.3 billion.
7
billion.
See, Uncle
7
Vin knows.
billion.
Uncle Vin knows.
I like how he said in my interviews.
In my interviews.
Dot.
Yeah, yeah.
I get
Nobody
asked a
even
lot.
reacted.
Nobody
Like,
even. Yeah, no, we
he's
just
so crazy.
we
that
were-
nobody's even reacting.
We were
to
selling
shit.
for him because he's so crazy.
Because
Wow.
there were 7 other ridiculous things said in
Yeah,
that thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
It's a
That's true.
ridiculous
Trying to catch
overload.
When you get
bullets.
hit by a ridiculous tornado, you don't know which part to slip.
Fucking,
You got to head towards the eye. That's the only way to be
Write that
saved.
down.
Sicko, write that down. Ridiculous tornado.
And he just got lined
silly
up.
typhoon.
He got a line pit on him.
Yeah, you got a line put on, Pablo.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you got
He
Again?
got a haircut.
No, I didn't get a haircut. My barber was sick today,
He's got tennis balls.
so I got nothing. I don't know when he's coming back.
Cousin Frank. I see you yawning a lot. Are you tired tonight?
TV head.
I just
Yeah.
been DJing like every night, dude.
Tennis ball.
Dude, bro, I got. Dude, bro, I'm like slammed.
swamped.
All right, so dude, bro. This guy,
What up,
this Stone Temple Pilots guy, Scott Weiland.
Yeah, he the tap, didn't
He
he?
tapped out. Is there an official Cousin Frank? You were a fan. None of us. I'm not going to speak for Stallone, but the rest of us were not. Do you know exactly what happened? There was an overdose,
Probably,
heroin,
you know,
cocaine.
They
something
said they found cocaine on his bus.
on his
so-
tour bus. So
Yeah.
it's either a direct overdose or probably an accumulative effect of
Yeah.
20 plus years of just
Yeah, he's had that
abusing
problem
drugs,
forever.
correct?
Forever.
yeah.
His meter ran out.
So what do we all think about this?
I
OG.
mean, I certainly don't wish anything bad on the dude, but the dude certainly put some bad things on us with those shitty fuck songs. That he
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't know that his mother is alive. I don't know that his father's alive. But to
Yeah,
me, parents shouldn't bury their kids.
you know, I know that he had kids.
He definitely
you
had
know,
young kids, so
and-
that's awful. You should
Yeah,
not.
and I again, like I'm not speaking on him personally on any level. I'm sorry for anybody going through any of that kind of stuff. But if we're just talking surface music shit, I ain't having a
No,
note.
I'm not having it for a second.
Not a fucking note.
I'm not having it from the beginning either.
No.
Like this isn't recent or Velvet Revolver. I thought he was a jerk job 10 years ago. Whenever that wave that, you know, for better or worse than Nirvana, the Pandora's box that they opened, those fucking jerk jobs came in it, and I wasn't happy about it.
90s radio bands.
90s
alternative
radio, alternative.
Well, it's
and-
when it's when that it became kind of cool, quote, to be quote weird.
Right.
You know?
Let me just start again. So we can all riff.
Yeah.
But there was something about that word, an alternative, wherever that word originated from. Because if you guys remember, it was being used before it blew up. Remember, it would almost be applicable to the Smiths and Susie and the Banshees.
Absolutely.
Now, the reason this was used was because it was an alternative to the mainstream.
Right.
Something can't be alternative or an alternative
Exactly.
when it's the number one record on Billboard
It's
200.
contradiction in
It's
terms.
a contradiction in and of itself.
Yeah.
So let's get that straight. Let's
Yeah.
just get that out of the fucking way.
I never thought they were an alternative band. All their records are rock and roll. None of their records are alternative.
Yeah, whatever they are.
all their records are
They
rock and
sold
roll.
themselves as that, definitely.
They
he
were
didn't
rock
sell
and roll.
himself as a rock star, rock dude until at least Velvet Revolver.
He was-
This dude was dyeing his hair purple.
Yeah.
That's no fucking jerk job Robert Plant or fucking
David Lee
or
Roth
David Lee
or
Roth shit.
something of that
He had
caliber.
fucking purple hair. And
Wow.
was
I was waiting for
some fucking teen angst shit. So if you want to say he was on some rock star shit with Velvet Revolver, fine. I'm not going to argue that. He definitely manipulated the situation they all did that they were placed in when they got that record deal.
I mean, dude, he's on record saying I was doing fucking top 40 in bars. This shit dropped. I told the band we're playing this shit. They get a record deal next day. So I had no respect from that guy from Gate.
And that's the same shit. The problem I had with Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder, because Cobain was like, "Oh, I remember those dudes. I remember that dude from the '80s about Eddie Vedder. He's like, he was a jock dude who used to like pick on scrawny kids.
Yeah,
and then got into music and was fucking saddened and a delicate flower,
sensitive ponytail,
a sensitive hairdo." Yeah.
Man, too many people are buying my record.
Right,
Man.
yeah, all that bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just wanted to set it off with the idea that coming from where we came from in punk rock and hardcore and hearing the word alternative be used with a record that went diamond was laughable in and of itself.
Right.
I'm sorry I cut you off, OG. So,
No.
And at the time, you've basically spent your adult life either running record stores or running tattoo shops. So you were on the front lines of this bullshit.
Well, yeah, I was definitely in the middle of my record store working time of my life for sure.
I worked at a mall record store when all that shit was happening too.
It
wasn't even
that's
a cool
unfortunate.
record store. Yeah, it was. It was bad.
It was strange, seeing heads coming in who you would never think would buy anything even remotely interesting started buying all this, quote, weird stuff. And it was bizarre. It was
dude, I was still getting called a freak in school. And they were wearing Docs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're fucking dressing like me, asshole.
Yeah.
Like heads didn't even know that they were fucking becoming something else.
Yeah.
Because they were just doing whatever was cool.
Bro, I watched this soccer jock kid. He was like, how there's a different brand of jock, how soccer and lacrosse jocks are a little bit more delicate.
Absolutely.
But they're still jocks. They just like wear sandals and shit.
They're more to the preppy side, but they still
like
have
play
the
guitar.
jocks.
They play acoustic.
This kid, like again, now, like I'm like I will when we fucking record the fucking podcast.
I played both of those sports, by the way.
I'll have Jordans on and a Death Angel sweatshirt. Not much has changed. I was doing that shit then.
Absolutely.
So I'm sitting in class in like 9th grade. I watched this kid. He was like a lacrosse soccer jock, and he had a Nirvana shirt, right? Like when the record blew up. Whatever, you have to accept that. Back then you'll get mad that people are finding our thing.
Right.
We have this thing and it's ours and we own it. Not that Nirvana was ours, but they were exposing.
They were finding their ways in our shows.
They let the secret out.
Right.
And this kid, within the course of a 9-month school year, by the fall he had a Nirvana shirt. By like the time it was cold out, he had like a Shelter shirt.
Right.
And by the time the spring broke, he was wearing like New Balance, camo shit, and like Youth Crew long sleeves. And P, remember, now I'm going to be vague about this because it's criminal activity.
Okay.
Do you remember we went to a party off of the South Street Bridge and I set it off on like the whole party? On those hardcore kids who had something to do with someone.
Okay.
The kid was there.
Yeah.
The kid was there, like Mr. Hardcore in like '96, and I'm like, "You're the dude that these kids think."
Right.
When I beat the fucking monkey shit out of you, then what's gonna happen? Because your boys think you're the fucking. You're
the guy.
I'm like, this is the guy.
Yeah.
You're King Bozo.
Yeah.
You were my son in 9th grade. You were my son. You can never not be my son. The teacher never surpasses the master because the master never teaches the student everything he knows. As my father would say, I taught you everything you know, not everything I know.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was the same shit. But getting back to it, what do you think this did to punk rock and hardcore and subculture in and of itself when that shit blew up?
Well, from a selfish 19-year-old standpoint, I hated it. But in retrospect, it might have given opportunities for certain bands that deserved it to have opportunities that they may not have had before. Quote, Nirvana or Green Day blew up. Some more deserving bands, kind of got a little cash, kind of got some better opportunities and things.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like Mark Arm and Mudhoney were grinding it out. Maybe some people picked that up.
Right.
Some of the sub pop bands, and then
even it discusses in the Salad Days documentary that a lot of those Discord bands got signed to like Epic.
Yeah.
And stuff. And
yeah, I mean,
they were able to eat for a little bit. They didn't go anywhere, but they doing other.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was getting deals.
Yeah.
Whether they sustained it was on them and the record they chose to roll.
Yeah.
But everybody was getting deals off of that
just
shit.
opened doors for other.
It definitely did. Some people ate off it, like Pablo said, for a minute and had a 3-year run, and some people came through the door and whether they were Fugazi or not, created a career because the Stone Temple Pilots guy came through that door, was basically like a top 40 dude, you know what I'm saying, with like no knowledge of subculture at all, and came through and kicked down.
Dyed his hair red on a weekend.
It was like a purple hair in the first video.
Went and saw Lollapalooza, was like, I'm gonna do that.
Right, and he fucking did it well. I mean, it did it well in that.
Sure.
I mean, it's fucking horrible.
He made a product.
Yeah, those records should be set on fire. But I mean, it's.
I'm trying to think of a song they did that I can.
My hair must hit a wall.
Here we go tomorrow.
So you're
No, that's not them. Is it?
Yeah, that's Plush.
Yeah,
That's
Plush.
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you, the thing
Frizz,
is
you're
this,
obviously,
you're talking about the
job,
stuff that
good
they
job.
did at the very inception of the band, like when they first got signed, and there were all these other Seattle grunge bands worthy, and then they kind of rode the coattails of that. I will say though that by the time they released 5, which is the one with the star, the black background, the white star.
You seriously, with the exception of Frizz, we have no idea what you're talking about.
you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking. Okay,
No.
there's a couple of. There was something.
I'm
Girl,
actually aware
the
of the
ballad.
cover because I
You had
remember
to sell
that.
it?
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Well, I'm
in
gonna
the
say-
Literally
store.
had to sell it.
I'm gonna say that they learned their craft and they wrote songs and
just
they
stop
kind
it.
of
Stop it.
Stop it.
I
Just stop
think
the madness.
in the
No,
end
you need to
you
stop.
kind of have to go.
Indefensible.
That's enough. That's enough.
Cousin Frank, you wanna-
I didn't know any of the bands you guys were talking about. I don't know the logistics or who was into alternative.
It's
or who
unfortunate for
started
us.
it and blah blah blah. I was never into any of that. I was into fun rock and roll music, old hair metal stuff. It was fun. Whenever alternatives started, if that's what you call it, if that's what Nirvana
He went
is,
to concerts.
when they came in and they started making music, it just was too sad for me. It was depressing music. I was used to listening to, up tempo.
Yeah, but aren't you a
about-
fan of Stone Temple Pilots? Wasn't this guy whining about?
He had sad songs, but they definitely like.
Oh, they were sad, all right.
Yeah, well, I like them. I think they were a great.
No,
band. That dude.
This isn't a ball busting session. I'm giving you an opportunity because I know you were a fan.
That
so
dude was into all kinds of music. He made a whole album. I mean, it's Christmas time now, so it reminds me. He made a whole album a few years ago, singing songs Frank Sinatra style, and he killed it. All Christmas tunes.
How do you
Sicko,
feel
I
about
don't
that,
expect.
Sicko?
I don't expect you to like. any
That
of
sounds like the worst
Any-
thing you could ever possibly put
I
on
hate
record.
Christmas music. in
anything
general,
that you guys like, with the exception of some stuff that Vinny and Pablo talk about, being hip hop or the Beatles. When you guys are talking about stuff you like, you're basically speaking Arabic to me and
That's
giving
cool.
me food that I don't know what it is. So the way I don't know about this, I don't expect you guys to know about stuff that I like.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I loved Scott
I wish I
Weiland.
didn't know about it. Honestly,
I was never into anything really like that, like deep down under. I was very, so to speak, mainstream. I was into things that did big numbers and things like that. That's what I was into.
There's gonna be people who agree with you and say,
Yeah,
"Oh,
sure.
he was a great frontman."
I always thought he was more like, you guys are basing someone being alternative off a hair color. I don't get that. The way he danced around and the
Like a
way he
dildo.
moved, and he was the quintessential front rock and roll guy.
No, we're not basing it on hair color. We're saying he was a dude who looked like Joe Schmo that was in a cover band in a South Philly bar to go on to be like, I should dye my hair purple if I'm going to hand this demo in
Right.
and have a look. That's violation.
he
I
changed
don't-
his gimmick to capitalize on
Exactly.
what was
He had it-
happening at the
I
time.
don't know any of that. I don't know that he was ever
You don't
in a
have
cover
to,
band
and we're not
or-
attacking you. I'm telling you why.
I thought I liked everything he did. When he did Velvet Revolver with all Guns N' Roses minus Axl Rose, that record got me through so many rough times in my life. What a fucking great record.
Time to wait for tomorrow. Come on, sing with me.
That's Stone Temple Pilots, not Velvet Revolver.
Same shit.
Can I ask a question?
Please
like
do.
a legit question. Kind of to Frank, but really
Why?
to
Why
everybody.
is it a legit question?
Shut up.
Shut up, shutting up.
So in this guy's passing and his death now, because I'm not connected to that culture at all, is he being held like? Is he being first of all? Is he being revered like a Kurt Cobain? Like,
Yes.
We lost the voice of a
Well,
generation.
hold on. Now,
Not that level.
here's what I have to go
Kurt
on.
Cobain was the voice of a generation.
That's what they said when he died.
Everybody, we'll let everybody answer that. I'll start. Okay, now I have like Jedi Mind Tricks Facebook page with 500,000 people. The Vinnie Paz one with 350,000 people. I'm not checking them like that. You know what I mean? That's business shit. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Me, my personal shit is my friends. My friends are in this room. Now, do some people slip through the cracks that I'm not close with? Of course. Even in my personal thing, I saw tons of sentiments
Really?
that are mirroring what Frank is saying. First off, I almost laughed, not at the guy's death, but
Right.
I can't believe it. You can't believe it.
Right.
I thought
The guy's been shooting dope for how many
I
years?
thought this guy tapped 4 years ago.
Right. Where did you think he was going to end
Well,
up?
whoever told me that he tapped, I was like, I thought this guy tapped 4 years ago.
He's not dead.
Right. That's one. The honor and I literally saw the word genius.
Ah, come on.
No, now let me tell you what offends me more. It'd be hard to offend you more than calling him a genius, right?
I would think so.
I'm going to show you what offended me more.
Oh, please do.
Innovator.
Whoa.
Oh, come on.
I don't know what that guy was, but I know what he wasn't. And that was an innovator.
Absolutely.
And if you're a fucking Stone Temple Pilots mark, if you are, what are they called? Velvet Revolver?
Velvet Revolver.
Velvet Revolver
Violet Revolver's
mark.
better.
You can't say they were innovative.
Vehement.
Yeah, I
revolver.
mean,
The most derivative sound
the most
ever
derivative
created.
two bands ever, and that's if you love them.
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm not a fan of derivative bands because I listen to tons of doom metal, and all of those bands like Saint Vitus and Sleep are derivative. They sound like Sabbath. But like I have a joke: if Sabbath ain't gonna sound like Sabbath, then I'll listen to a band who does.
Exactly.
That's always my. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like if a young kid comes up and they go, "Oh, he sounds like Raekwon" or something like that. I'm like, no, but that's a dope thing. You know what I mean? It's not always a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless
Right,
it's
right,
like,
right.
unless it's a ripoff.
Right.
You know,
Which
you
in this
can't-
case,
Right. If your voice sounds like Raekwon, you can't help that.
right.
If you're writing songs like Raekwon,
That's a whole different
That's a whole
ballgame.
different thing. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like the innovator thing really set me off.
As it should.
The genius thing, I'm like, oh, this is just a dumb person. Okay. Like most people are dumb. We everyone here believes that.
We've covered that.
We've covered that for the past 30 years of our lives.
people
Do
make
you
us
guys
super
think?
dumb.
Do you guys think that they sound like somebody?
They sound like
they sound-
first of
kinda
all,
sound like everybody,
They
if
sound
that
like
makes
Pearl
any-
Jam more than anything to me.
No,
That's
no,
me.
absolutely not.
does.
Absolutely
that guy's
not.
doing a watered down Eddie Vedder impersonation.
He sounds
which
way-
is
To
He's
me,
way
watered down
better.
enough as it is.
Right. But
exactly.
to
Way
me,
better
there's
than Eddie Vedder.
to me the most imitated voice was that.
That's what I'm saying by
that
derivative.
bullshit that Vedder did.
Right.
Definitely early on, like again, fucking Vehement Revolver, whatever they. I've never heard a song.
Vehement.
I don't know what you
That's
keep
better than
talking about
I
with
Violet.
the
don't know
Revolver.
if that shit was doing that voice. I know all the Stone Temple Pilots was like, yeah, yeah, that
Right.
bullshit.
Right.
And then you had that fucking blowjob from Creed. You know, I just heard the news again. So all that shit trickled downhill.
Right.
You know what I mean?
With the flippy hairdo.
With the hairdos, they all had hairdos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the guy that passed away had like a bouffant by the end, I
Yeah.
think. But I mean, again, to genius. All right, you're a moron. Innovative.
You're out your fucking
You're out
mind.
of your fucking mind. if
Like
you think they're
that.
innovative.
I can't even fathom
I don't think that he sounded like anyone, and I think he wrote songs differently than everyone, and I think
So you think Stone Temple Pilots and Vehement Revolver are bands that sound like they created their own genre? You can't possibly think that. I think if you were like they were rock bands that did good rock music, I'd be like,
I'll take that.
Okay, I don't agree, but okay.
I think at their time, Stone Temple Pilots in those years was the most successful band. And I think Velvet Revolver.
Nirvana, sold way more.
Nirvana and Pearl Jam.
Yeah, and Pearl Jam.
Yeah, but I would never compare Nirvana to Stone Temple Pilots because Nirvana is more like punk alternative. Every song that Stone Temple Pilots made, whether you think it's bad rock or good rock, is a rock and roll song. It's not a Nirvana song.
I never. This is splitting hairs to me at this point because
I mean that dude will disagree with you. That's dead. He made alternative music. Whatever you call Nirvana, call my shit that.
They were
Thank you. Thank you.
That's where the money was at.
Right. When they were signing,
right.
when they were signing to whatever label they signed to, he was like, "What is Nirvana? Alternative?
Right.
That's what I'll sign under.
Yep.
Right.
Put me under that place."
And he fucking did
Sam
it.
Goody.
He did it right. He rode the wave. I have nothing but. Have more power
it.
to you.
Have
but
at
first,
it,
what
but-
we're saying is,
No.
Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, those guys grew up in the business. I don't got no shame for them.
No, I don't got
shame. I got shame for a dude that fucking dresses like me tomorrow and then makes $1 million and says, "Yeah, I've been here since."
No,
fucking
mad
82.
people like when some kid will write me on Twitter like, "Yeah, Paz, keep it hardcore." Like, fuck that Justin Bieber shit. I'm like, I don't got any fucking heat with Justin
Right.
Bieber.
That's not even on our radar.
The kids wanted to be a pop star since he uploaded a video at 9 years old. Why do I hate him? Why do I hate Christina Aguilera? I hate culture vultures.
Right.
That
They're in
dude
the
was
biz,
a culture vulture. There's no question he was a culture vulture. If he formed into some rock god, then have at it. I don't fucking know.
And I think that's
I don't know what fucking what Venomous Revolver sounded like in order to be like that, you know, I had to hear fucking Stone Temple Pistols a lot of the time.
Keep going. I love it. I love it.
Samuel Thomas.
Yeah, I had to hear Samuel Thomas Powell for fucking
What up, Tommy?
for
don't have a phone, he
however
doesn't.
long because it was just forced upon us. And when I say that, I mean in the literal sense of the word. Like
You could hide in that
everywhere
motherfucker.
you couldn't
went
hide in that
publicly.
era because you
Yes.
didn't have the options that we have today.
Right.
No iPods. Of course, we made mixtapes and shit, but like.
But if you worked like a job,
That's what was playing in there.
Like I work construction, someone always had a boom box,
And they were playing fucking.
And whether you put on YSP classic rock or you put on 103 WDRE alt rock,
Right.
you were still hearing Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, like
Yeah, they were playing Pebble Temple Pilots all fucking day long.
Mel Toxic was playing that shit like every hour on the hour.
This is like
don't diss Mel Toxic. He's in my book.
this is like being in a room with a bunch of guys who have Corvettes, and then I pull up in a Maserati or a Porsche. And
I don't even know what
They'll
any of that
bend
means.
over
I
backwards to say that the Corvette is better than the Maserati.
No, the only
It's not
difference there is that's reality. This isn't.
Right.
The Maserati is the superior car. There's no question of that. You just have a different understanding of music than us. And that's okay.
I love Stone Temple Pilots. I thought Velvet
I think for that genre,
was
they
a
made
great-
good music. Like when that song came along, I was like, it's okay. It doesn't offend
I mean,
me.
it's nice.
So I can see how someone could
No,
like
it
them.
offends me.
I'm offended.
You're offended?
Yeah. I am
I'm
too.
offended by that music. I was offended by both of his bands. Vicious Revolver. I don't think I know any of their songs.
How many can he come up with?
The other members of the band, Duff McKagan can live because he was a punk
He was
rock
in the
kid.
Farts.
Yeah, he was in the Farts. He can live.
He can live, but
He can live miserably.
Like on an
Yeah,
island
not
tour?
really.
On an island
No,
tour?
he
live,
can't
but
live.
not live well.
He
Like
can't
had breathing problems or
continue to
something.
breathe.
Yeah, he's
Chronic
allowed to live.
migraine.
Everyone
Go
else
through
is
day
dead.
to day, but I don't want to hear about him having a good time.
All
every
right.
day.
Right.
Who was the drummer? The Matt
Sorum.
Matt Sorum from who took Steven Adler's place.
And
So essentially, Venom Revolver was
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses with Scott Weiland fronting them. So you basically
That's
married,
the worst thing I've ever heard.
The description in and of it, you married the two bands that make me want to hurt myself.
Who in your opinion, Sicko, is a better rock band than Guns N' Roses? I can't wait to
Jesus.
fucking
Thin
hear
Lizzy.
this.
Thank you, Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy's the best pure rock band ever.
AC/DC.
That's an opinion. That's not a fact. That's not written in stone anywhere.
Well, it's all-
How does it become a fact?
It's all opinion. I mean,
Well, it's all
What
opinions.
makes it a fact?
Opinions.
Yeah, it's
I
not-
don't know. Slash from Guns N' Roses and Axl Rose like.
I mean,
Aerosmith.
when people say to me, like when people say have a dumb, your opinion could be that Justin Bieber raps better than Cool G rap. That could be your opinion.
Sure.
Absolutely.
You'd be retarded to think it, but so that's when people say, "Oh, it's just an opinion." I'm like, "Nah, I have a universal truth. I believe in a universe. I do. I don't know if that's if
I do too. I was trying to be nice to Frizz.
I'm not trying to be nice to him. We're not being mean to him. He doesn't care.
No,
He's not going to go home and care that we said this.
I'm not going to be like I'm never listening.
He's
to
not going to
Velvet
switch up
Revolver
his
ever
steez.
again.
He's always walked his own path.
Absolutely.
So that's fine.
Absolutely.
This isn't about like getting into an argument over it. I'm just busting balls. What I'm saying is, since knowledge was born to me, I have believed in a universal truth. You can say Catcher in the Rye isn't brilliant, but you can say that. But I'll tell you that you're wrong, and it's part of.
Write you off.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you can say Philip Lynott isn't the most innovative rock star ever. The shit Philip Lynott was wearing then, kids are wearing now.
Yeah.
Those bands are sounding like Thin Lizzy now. Mm-hmm. There's a whole scene coming out of Sweden that sounds like Thin Lizzy in 2015. He's been dead 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I mean, everything. The dual guitars of Thin Lizzy, the innovation, that is true innovation. Mm-hmm. An Irish black guy with a fro fronting a band, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's innovation.
Yep.
These bands do anything like that? I don't know, man. Like
to me, for
Vagabond Revolver is not going to like resonate with me.
If you're gonna put the descriptor innovator on a band, that to me signifies that like you could like back when radios had dials, you spin a dial and just end up somewhere randomly. Something comes out of your speaker where you don't. If you can instantly recognize who that is, that person, that artist is an innovator of some kind. They have innovated their own sound. It's distinctive. Whereas like this, like Guns N' Roses, all that crap, I could never tell one from the other.
Right.
That's not saying the stuff I listen to isn't like that, because I mean, to someone on the outside, the top 5 hardcore bands that I love would probably all sound the same to someone like you. That's how it is for me. When
I could already tell you all that stuff sounds identically the same.
Right, and then when you talk about Stone Temple, whatever, and
but what
Vagina Revolver, it all sounds the same to me.
I mean, what it comes down
just
to
waiting
is
to-
that OG grandpop thing of like, that shit all sounds the same. You start becoming that
Right.
younger just with other people's taste.
But with this stuff,
When my niece was little and listened to the Spice Girls and there was 10 other groups like that, I was like, oh, I don't know which is which. But then that starts being applicable even to music that's considered.
but the difference is this stuff was created specifically to have the big sweeping chorus. And it's cut to 3 minutes and 20 seconds, so it
absolutely.
goes on radio.
No, this is a 5-minute song. We need the 3-minute, 30-second radio edit.
Like-
we need this part to hit there. We
Right.
need to come in out of this. Absolutely.
To me, everything about
Agreed.
a Stone Temple Pilots is a formula. It's formulated.
It's
You're going to do
formulaic.
this verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus. Like,
Absolutely. No, it's definitely formulaic.
I think it's fair to say that about the first probably 3 records. I think by about 5, which
who
is the
would
record
even
I-
listen to
I'm
3
not even
records,
talking-
let alone
I'm not even
5?
talking about the music specifically. I'm offended of the theft of culture.
Thank
No,
you.
no, that's fair.
That's what offends me. I don't give a fuck what he sang, played, whatever. Don't steal from our shit.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what bothers me. And not only steal from our shit, but capitalize on it way more than legitimate bands who deserved it tenfold over that fucking guy and his fucking band.
Man of the people.
Man of the people.
man.
M.O.P.
I'm not
M.O.P.
I'm not
M.O.P.
offended by the music or him. per se. I'm offended by the gimmick and the hey, this is what's happening right now. So a band, like them or not, Nirvana, legitimate band. Like, I don't have much of an opinion on them. I like some of their stuff. I don't care enough to like them or not. But a legitimate, hardworking band who kicked down a door for these people, and these motherfuckers rode the coattails into the money. That's what offends me.
I get that. And
you know
it makes
what I mean?
Total sense. But what I'm thinking is, like, what about a band like this band that we're talking about, Stone Temple Pilots, 20 years later into their career, maybe 15 years?
Who would remember them?
No. They were still selling a fuckload of
Go
records.
ahead. Go ahead.
Like 10 years ago.
Lay it out to me. Lay it
Okay.
on.
No, here's a question. I just need to pose this.
I'm in.
Okay. Nirvana's gone. Not coming back. We've
Oh,
pretty
I don't
much...
give a fuck about Nirvana either. That's not the point. I'm just
what
saying.
I'm saying is
No,
that
but
if
you
if
can't
these
just-
are the bands that their coattails were ridden, and those bands aren't doing that stuff, like you said, Sabbath isn't sounding like Sabbath anymore. So now you've got these bands from Scotland
but the
sounding like Sabbath.
problem was- the
But
problem-
when
here's-
Stone Temple
Yeah, but
Pilots
there's-
is still able
here's
to
the
eat
problem.
and not sound
There's
like
other elements,
No, I'll
though.
tell you the
Ozzy's our
problem.
parents'
stolen
age.
vibe.
No, here's the problem. Once it goes from point A to point B to point C to point D, it starts to get watered down. So you go from the original fucking punk rock bands down, then to Nirvana, who happens to fucking hit because Cobain was a good pop songwriter, and they were like hard pop songs. So they happen to hit. By the time it goes on to all the bands that wrote those coattails in, it's so watered down that it doesn't. It has no fucking.
No connection to the original.
Right.
To the
Right.
original.
It's unrecognizable.
It's the, what's that game you would play where you would whisper into the ear?
Telephone.
Telephone.
Telephone. It becomes a game of telephone where the originator, it is that, like when you see what, again, like you said, not caring about Nirvana, but if you like read interviews with Kurt, he listened to shit we listened to, though. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
It
he was a
influenced-
big flipper head. He was into all kinds of shit. He was a legitimate guy. Whether I like the music or
It's
not
of-
is
it's of
secondary.
no consequence.
Right.
Right. Through his mind, it came out that way.
Exactly.
His influences forced him to make the music
His influence,
that he made.
his influence were similar to ours.
Yeah.
Minus the hardcore
Cobain
stuff. But
and Nirvana is not offensive to me on any level.
I think what you're saying is that you hate the fact that Scott Weiland and those guys flipped. They were like, "Oh, we're a cover band today. Tomorrow we're going to be the next grunge
well, I
band."
mean,
out
Pablo
here."
said it
part
the
of
best,
it.
and that's why I led to Eddie Vedder. Pablo said, like on some, I'm in like a local rock and roll band that's playing the clubs, and it ain't working. I'm going this lane, and like Eddie Vedder was like a jock dude who wasn't about none of that shit. You know what I mean? When he was a young
get
boy,
that. Never had a
and
thing
then
for
like then he's the poster child for teen angst or
Yeah.
something all of a sudden when
My beef is, I'm sorry, but like in 1985, like fucking Scott Weiland was not getting chased around by fucking jocks getting beat up in his high school by like 7 dudes for fucking wearing Dead Kennedys t-shirts
Yeah, of
and
course.
dyeing your hair blue.
right, and I believe that Cobain was
Right, exactly.
So that's where when now again it goes back to Gavin saying I don't care about Nirvana, but Kurt walked the walk, walked the walk. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
that's all we're saying.
Right.
Nirvana
It wasn't his fault that
Nirvana
he
can
got-
be a whole episode because Frank doesn't like them, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And Gavin doesn't care, and you and I have our thoughts. That has nothing to do with it. We're almost not talking about music at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know
We're
exactly
talking
what
It's
you
not
mean.
about, it's
Right,
not
you're
about the
not.
actual recording.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
again. That's where like
It's
if
an-
Frank
it's-
says this song was great, I'm
'Cause
like,
I'm
it may
it's
very
neither-
well be. It
maybe,
doesn't matter.
I have
Right.
at it.
Right.
It's neither here nor there.
To
There's a
us,
bigger-
the integrity of the people involved
is questioned. It's
right.
questionable.
and that's a more important value to us
Yeah.
than what you're actually fucking writing down and putting on record.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about dudes like Roger Murray, Vinny Stigma.
thank you.
You know what I mean? Freddie Madball, Hoya.
Paulie.
Yeah, Paulie from Sheer Terror. Dudes in Breakdown, dudes in Life Sentence. I mean, all of these bands that
Right.
were like grinding it out and doing shows for nothing and making dope records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
and I think of them when I think of this dude for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I think of like the culture vulture shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
and
like-
you know what's kind of funny, while this was going on in the same time period, there were big shifts in hardcore. A lot of art stuff that we had called hardcore that wasn't the sound
that
anymore.
was the thing Gavin and I had to talk about. Around this time, early 90s,
Mm-hmm.
there was a shift in production in
Absolutely.
hardcore.
Yes.
That I began to hate because they started going to metal producers.
Yes.
To do hardcore records instead of Don Fury. And I was like, if I see this band live, they're fucking hard as nails.
Right.
And then they come out with an LP and it's like these
Super slick.
Yeah,
like
layered guitars.
overproduced,
Like real crispy.
yeah. And I want real hard. Like I almost wanted to sound like an 8-track. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I want like
You need that hiss.
I want my brutality. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You want to
Like,
hear the sound of the room that they fucking
absolutely.
played it out.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
That
It's
plays
like,
as much into it as the songs themselves.
I want to hear the production of the first Carnivore record. I want
Right,
to hear the first
right.
production on Victim in Pain.
You want to hear the raw deal demo type
exactly,
production.
yeah. And it's like we were talking about Age of Quarrel and how we like the demos better than
worlds apart.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know we're kind of just talking in circles, but we knew that this is what would happen when
Yeah.
because when you feel so passionately about something, and all this
Yeah.
is applicable to any underground or subculture or counterculture, it's like, do I hate Iggy Azalea? Like her music has nothing to do with my life. The fact that she's never heard an EPMD record is what's offensive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I'm aware she's alive, but other than that,
no, but
I
you
don't-
get what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like a band. It's like a band calling themselves punk.
Yep.
And being like, no, I never heard a Dead Kennedys record.
Right.
She's you know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
put on certain records around that girl, and you know, I get it, she's younger, but
I'll throw a fucking Vegemite sandwich right in her face.
Wow.
Is she from down under?
Yeah.
And she talks like she's from the hood in Miami, which is hilarious. She came here like 3 years ago and talks like fucking Nene from fucking Atlanta. It's a mockery, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to get into like, all right, now the appropriation of.
It's
You know what I'm
about
saying?
being real and not being real.
Exactly.
It's really
It's
what it comes
very
down to.
simple.
Be a chick from Australia who's into whatever you're into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I'm into this culture and this is my interpretation of it.
Absolutely.
Stop fucking trying to be something that you ain't.
Absolutely.
Be a dude whose dreams are to be a rock star, to sell 8 billion albums, and you're willing to write these pop songs.
And that's where Frank thinks he's getting us mad when he writes us emails like, Don Henley sold 100 million records.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care.
That's completely lost on us.
But if he wanted to, have at it.
right.
He's still flipping around that ponytail. Fuck that kid.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if that was his intent from the rip, I don't have heat with Don Henley because he didn't sell himself as a fucking punk rock or metal dude.
Exactly.
So have at it.
Thank
You've
you.
been that.
Thank
You're
you.
a pop rock band.
Right.
Life
And
in
you
the
always
fast
have
lane,
been.
baby.
And life in the fast lane is tough, man.
And
I love Joe Walsh, and I always will, mostly because he would go on Howard on
Right.
heroin or drunk.
Right.
And when they were broken up, he would fucking play Desperado, which was Don Henley's
Right.
song, and Don Henley would blow a
Right.
fucking gasket.
Right.
And he would continue to do it.
I mean, on some level, we have to thank these entities for existing. Like, there is no more horrible band in the world than the Eagles. But if there wasn't shit like the Eagles, like, you wouldn't have kids like us that fucking hate it
because
so
it always
much.
takes something to rebel against something to
That's
create
what
it.
exactly what I was gonna say. You have to have something to rebel against.
Absolutely. I mean,
So
All I
have
know
at
is
it with.
Terry Funk coming out to Desperado in the ECW arena, like I'm marking. For
I'm
that
marking
all
out
day.
like I'm almost
all day.
Terry
long.
Funk, top 5 dead or
That shit will
alive. Terry Funk.
Number one.
You're right. Yeah, I'm no selling number 1.
How dare you? Where do you go with that?
Because it's just not. You're such a mark that you make me number 1.
Here we go.
The Hulkster's
whoa,
number
whoa,
one.
whoa.
That's
You don't get to speak about this. You don't get to speak about this.
Tell me who's better than Terry.
Flair.
Stop it. Stop it.
Here we
Stop
go.
it.
Flair,
No.
Bret Hart.
Wait. Time out.
Flair?
I'm talking total package, AO. The whole fucking deal.
Flair?
Not worker, because I'll tell you that Bret's a better worker than Terry.
Flair,
Okay, I'm not having it. Go ahead.
Hitman, Funk,
You're doing the thing I'm doing with Terry with Brett.
Muda.
Muda's number one greatest of all time wrestler in the world.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm talking the total fucking deal. Muda doesn't speak English.
He doesn't have to. He's the best wrestler.
Stop.
The best.
Stop. The whole thing, not in-ring work. I'll give you.
I know what you're explaining the total package to me, and I know.
Okay, go.
All right. You might have to flip-flop Terry or two because Brett's mic work was
what I'm saying.
Was okay at best.
Brilliant worker on the mic.
Terry Funk's Florida Cracker promo on Lawler can bump him up to above Brett. Fine.
Okay.
He's not better than Flair.
I'll tell you why he's better than Flair.
Please do.
He aged better in the business than Flair did. By the time the 90s hit, Flair was the shit.
I disagree.
Don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Flair had good matches in the 90s.
I'm not saying he didn't, but he became a parody of himself.
No,
Terry evolved with the business.
I think Flair did and still does believe he's Ric Flair, not Richard Flyer or however his name's said.
Don't care.
No, I'm not saying you should, but he's insane.
He's like Al Pacino. He became a parody of himself.
And yeah, he's Pacino and De Niro is what you're saying.
Right.
Hooah!
Muda all day.
I'll pop for that. I'm a huge Muda mark, so you're not going to get an argument out of me on that. But if you're putting the whole thing
Package,
together,
yeah, I mean, they're not speaking English is huge because you don't know
Gary
his promo
Hart
skills.
speaking for him, which was fucking brilliant. But you kind of lose something a little bit because he wasn't able to cut a promo. So
Blackjack Mulligan.
Love
Blackjack's just a heavy.
Yeah, I mean he's got the black glove and the fucking squashing. Do you remember fucking all the way back when Pat Patterson was doing the fucking interviews in between matches and he challenged Blackjack for weeks to smash a fucking apple in his hand? Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
And for weeks, Blackjack was like, nah, not doing it. And then one week he was like, this is you, Bob Backlund, squash the fucking apple with the black glove.
Yo, man, that's that's vivid now. It's coming back.
I'm into that all day.
Wow.
Well, you know. So I go Terry, Cactus, Flair.
I mean, you.
How dare you?
Because Cactus is the prototype for Bray. In a sense, do you think Foley's work was great?
For being limited, yes.
You're already admitting he's limited.
Yeah, I mean, but
Eddie Guerrero could go in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. But are we talking
as workers, or then you gotta go with Dynamite Kid?
Personal feelings, or are we talking? Because I'm doing my personal feelings on this.
Personal feelings list is different because that's why the Hitman is so high on mine. I'm a mark for a guy who couldn't even talk well.
Yeah, that's personal feelings.
It is.
Right. So if we're talking personal feelings, I'm not putting Eddie.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna suggest what the top 5 is. I'm gonna tell you.
You could try, but
Flair.
All right.
The Hitman.
No, we already decided we flopped him with Terry.
Fine. Flair.
Sicko, write this down.
Flair. Terry.
Yeah.
Hitman. Muda. Eddie Guerrero.
You're out of your mind.
Wow.
I ain't putting Eddie in the top 5. No fucking way.
His work.
Yeah, but wait, are we doing personal? I can't remember.
Personal. So you can't tell me.
Did you just go from 5 to? Did you just go?
No,
from,
Flair's the best.
On a personal, you're putting Eddie over Cactus?
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
Fuck.
Thank you.
Fuck.
Thank you.
I got Muda. I got Muda, Blackjack, Abby.
You put Blackjack at 2?
Abby.
3.
Abby's like the worst
Go
one.
ahead,
I'm going personal
like this
feelings,
list.
and you'll hate the
No,
last
no,
two.
no, I like it all.
Hawk and Animal.
I'm a Road Warriors, Mark.
Yeah,
Those are my
I
top
went
5.
to the convention center. Flair and Dusty headlined, and I went for the Road Warriors.
Love Road Warriors.
That's when Brian Pillman was coked up and attacked my brother. Yes. Literally, because Pillman was out of his mind, flying Brian Pillman, and he tried to jump over the John and clobber my brother.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
And I had a Dusty Rhodes as a fat pig sign. Because I was a Flair mark, but I was there for Hawk and Animal.
If you will.
if you will. Frizz, Hawk and Animal, Abby.
My number 1 is Muda. Number 2 is Blackjack Mulligan. 3 is Abdullah. And 4 and 5 are Hawk and Animal.
I'm all right with that. I mean, I don't agree, but I like all them.
I'm not mad or offended.
Yeah, I'm not offended by it.
It's not the list of a mark.
But that's more like you guys are really looking at it like talking. I'm looking.
We got notes.
I'm looking.
We have results. You know
yellow
when,
sticky
you know when,
fucking
you know when,
things.
when there's a serial killer and inside of the detective thing there's a pin. That's me and Gavin's.
Yeah.
Every fucking day, it's like it's just dedicated. I spend more time talking to this dude than anyone in my life.
It's true.
And 70% of that is biz.
Right.
I'm just entertain mine or no?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We want
Let's
we want
Only
sickos and Scots too.
if you're gonna be real. Don't be fucking Hogan.
He's gonna be he's gonna be a jerk off, but let him be.
Right. Nature Boy first.
Okay.
Best all time.
Terry's better. Go ahead.
Hulkster second.
I mean, he's
done for the industry.
How are we talking?
He's who is Hulkster? Who's worse of a worker, Hulk or Ultimate Warrior?
Ultimate Warrior.
Okay.
Hulkster's working right now, and he's like not even wrestling.
Hulkster's the second worst.
When he goes to the Wawa, he's working. He's
we're talking about ring work.
We're not talking about the big
We're
picture.
talking about ring
about
work.
In the ring.
He thinks he's in the ring right now.
No,
he's at the fucking restaurant. He thinks he's in the ring.
Just
Continue.
go.
The Rock.
Continue.
You can't even.
Number 4.
Bad tonight. Keep
Number
a
4.
character, man. You keep breaking character. You're like on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, kayfabe, man.
Like that dude last week on Saturday Night Live, whoever that
Mal
was. I saw
Fiji?
the video.
I'm popping for that. I'm all right. That's all right.
I like Hollywood and Vine better.
I'm all
You
right.
don't like Sally the Farmer's
Sally
Daughter?
Farmer's Daughter?
She kept it
I
real.
like
all
Spike
day.
and Chainsaw.
Yeah, they were happy.
All right.
Number 5, Leap and Lenny Poffo.
He could work.
Yeah.
Macho's brother. The Macho Man could work. The character was corny to me.
Didn't he have like a couple characters though, Leap and Lenny?
Yeah, he had the Professor. the Professor Pablo.
Dig it.
He had mad gimmicks because he never really got over.
Wasn't he Poff, Poffit the poet? He had the frisbees with the poems.
He only had the job because Savage said he wouldn't work there if Lanny didn't work. Right.
Yeah. So, but
it was
so
like
he,
a package deal.
Yeah, and but he could work though a little bit.
Yeah, but he had no it.
Was he a jobber?
No,
was he a jobber?
He was like mid card. He wasn't a jobber. He was mid card. But his brother was so monstrous in the industry that like
he had some.
He had pull. You know what I mean? So sicko.
What?
What?
Any list, pal?
What would you like to know, Vin?
Any list?
As I've stated before, Roddy Piper is my all-time favorite.
No
wrestler.
problem with that. His mic work is
brilliant.
Absolutely, and that's what I mark out for.
I have no problem with people who only.
I think Piper's an underrated worker
So
because he always looked like he was fucking fighting in an alley.
Because he was.
Yeah. Like, and that's heavy. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Go ahead, pal.
Jeez, I can't even really think of nothing. I always like Georgie Animal Steel.
He's a heavy.
He's
just a heavy.
Yeah. That's really it. That's all I care about.
All right. That's the only.
I like Superfly when I was a little kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, murderer. Yeah.
So
you killed your Altoona.
What? You killed your what? In Altoona.
What's your Twitter handle? What was it?
I don't know.
You killed your girlfriend in Altoona.
The girl you're banging.
What do? You tag somebody on Twitter, same as Facebook? Is that the same thing?
I don't know.
They did whatever to me on Facebook, and they were like, "You killed your girl in Altoona, ha ha!" And it took me 20 minutes to remember what the fuck he was talking about. And then once I remembered, I laughed out loud at myself, like a fucking goof.
Stallone, any favorite wrestlers when you were a young guy?
We're talking work.
Whatever you want it to be, because the only two real fucking nerds here are me and Scott.
All right, I'm going with
me and Gavin.
Scott Weiland.
Okay,
nice,
nice.
Well played.
He was
Axl
working.
Rose,
All right.
Well
Scott
played.
Stapp. That's 1, 2, and 3.
Well played.
Eddie Vedder's number 4, and then I'm going to go with Chief J Strongbow.
Chief J.
Oh,
Okay.
Right.
Joe Scarpa, Italian.
Yeah.
Well, with that fabulous list of Scott Stallone's Chief J Strongbow,
He's an Italian.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
all right, so
it
I'm
was a
in.
Paisan. He should have sold the Paisan gimmick, is all I'm saying.
He sold
But, you know, if you wanted to
Him
do
and
it.
Jules. They beat
yeah.
Fuji and Saito, I feel
Was
like.
that AWA?
Nah, that was early Vince.
Really?
Yeah. It went from Tony Gurria to Rick Martel to
The
Fuji
model,
and
the model,
Saito.
please.
This is pre-model though.
Please refer
He
to him
was
as his
just
proper
like-
name, the model.
He was just like Rick Martel from wherever he's from, Canada or
From
something.
Greensville, South Carolina,
Canada.
North
Yeah,
Carolina.
so, yeah. And then it
Yeah, but
went
he
from-
would
it
never
went
sell
from-
Canada at certain points.
Right.
Well,
it
who
went
would?
from Gurria Martel to Fuji Saito, and then I feel like it went to Jay and Jules after that. I could be wrong, but I needed.
I thought it was AWA. All right.
No, because this is when Captain Lou had like fucking 4,000.
Captain Lou,
When I'm on
Captain
the scene,
Lou Albano.
When I'm on the scene, everything's all right.
Captain Lou Albano. And with that, we're taking our first break of the night. Broad Street Breakdown, brought to you by Crescent Street Tattoo. And no slam dancing, no stage diving, no spikes, an oral history of the legendary City Gardens, written by my friends Amy Yates Wolfing and Steven Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Stevie Puerto Rico. Oh! And we'll be back.
Yo, this is Ill Bill, aka the cult leader, heavy metal kings like Coca Nostra, non-fiction. And when I ain't ODing at Uncle Oogie's or getting it in at the Forest Pizza on Avenue J in Brooklyn, I'm checking out the Broad Street Breakdown. Yeah.
Picked a good time, man. Yes. Yes. Have we really? Fuck, man. Yes. We're back. Broad Street Breakdown. Same bat time, same bat channel. My name is Vinnie Paz, Vinnie Pazienza. The Broad Street Breakdown is brought to you by Crescent Street Tattoo. 4371 Crescent Street, Philly, PA. 215-487-0360. CrescentStreetTattoo.com. As far as I am concerned, Vinnie Pazienza, JMTHipHop.com for all of your needs in regards to me and my music. Sicko, as far as we have a new email address, right, for people to.
We do indeed.
If you guys want to email us, we have a new email address, so write it down or memorize it. It's info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. Once again, info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. Send us all your questions, concerns,
You
Life
can hit us
questions,
on-
really.
life questions,
You can
whatever.
hit us on Facebook too, or Twitter, or whatever.
Yeah, all of that.
Any kind of communication is
You need some advice in your life?
encouraged. if you
Gavin's
will.
got you.
Gavin,
Yeah.
what's up with the toy drive? We're coming in on Christmas, so we're trying to get it wrapped up, right?
Yeah, we got about a week left. It's going really well, and we're coming down to the home stretch of it. Fucking jingle bells. So. Yeah, we're collecting toys for a women's shelter, Philadelphia. You bring in a toy or send us a toy. We'll put your name in a thing for a raffle to possibly win a $100 gift certificate. And that's it. We're coming down to the end of it.
Puts you in the spirit.
I
Little
think
giving.
we did really well last year, and I think this year's going to do even better than last year did. I think.
That's our
so.
spirit.
No, it's gonna do. I don't think we think. Once Uncle Vin gives his donation, we'll go over the top.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're making me physically go buy the toys, man, so I got heat with you.
I love that.
I was like, I'll give you $70 million to not go to the toy store, and you're like, nope, you have to go. Don't lie. That's what you would do. You were no-selling me. You were like, yeah, man, can't do it.
I was like, yeah, so it's warm out today.
Yeah, I was like, yo, so I'll give you money, right? And you're like, sure do love this cheese sandwich.
Spicy mustard.
Spicy, yeah, so you no-sold me.
Listen.
I think it's really fun.
Speaking of fucking cheese sandwich, your cheese sandwich story went over well with the Chino. People seem to enjoy.
Yeah, people like my.
You have heat.
At war with the world.
Well,
You
yes.
are now the man of the people, officially.
Hashtag man of the people. You also had beef with some older.
Three old ladies.
Old ladies.
Took care of them.
I did. I'm not proud of it, but I did it.
Well, look, I mean,
I got to do what I got to do.
You got it.
They say all good things must come to an end. In this case, all good things don't come to an end. They're going to continue to go on because you have another story.
I do.
First off, would you like to explain to me as a friend why heat always finds you? Because
it's not that heat always finds me. I think it finds.
I think it is.
I think it finds everyone. But I'm standing up against
the man,
against the pricks. That's what I'm doing. Kicking against the pricks.
Hashtag man of the people.
He's
Thank
a
you.
lens for heat.
No, I'm not.
Nice.
I'm not afraid to open my mouth. So shit that the squares just let go and fucking whatever. I'm fucking speaking up about it.
Okay.
I don't get heat, man. Like if I'm standing there, motherfuckers ain't gonna fuck with me.
Right.
But
all right, but here's what I'm saying.
Sickos make me break character, man.
Kayfabe, man.
I'm trying.
Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Am I a square?
No.
Why don't I get it? Why don't I get
Because
the
you
fight?
ain't out as much as me.
Why
I'm
don't
out
I-
in the world with the kids doing things with the fucking people, man.
Damn it! You're right.
True.
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying?
it's
Like
no. You know what? I asked him a question and he shut me down.
He goes to the exact places where that shit happens.
Yep.
That's the answer.
He lives amongst the
allow
people.
me allow
You
me
mean
to
like the diner?
apologize because most of the heat is a direct result of being forced into the world.
Right.
And
I
then,
have to do normal things with the kids.
right, but
Do
you
the
don't
wanna be
stuff
there.
and the things. I hate doing the things, but I
Right.
do them.
you do them because you love the children,
And then
not
some
because you love
motherfuckers
the
who
world.
think that like square one and square two, motherfuckers get the ba 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 to
Yeah,
each
and
other,
they think it's
and
gonna-
they think they can ba 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 to me,
that they're
and
going
then
to
it's
get over
fucking a
on you,
deal.
right? And then someone gets slumped.
Thank you.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Because squares think they can talk to you the way they talk to their bozo friends,
Right.
When they're in the cubicles,
Right.
and that's where people get slapped the fuck up.
Yeah, it's-
like yo, what the fuck did you just say to me, B? And that happens to me in terms of like the music shit
Right.
or like Twitter or the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh fuck you! I'm like, yo, you know what fuck you means to me, man? You think it's a funny game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Say fuck you to me, B. You'll get stomped the fuck out. There's a disconnect with squares, man.
Yeah.
So if something happened again, and
well, this is
and you know what, man? It's gonna keep on happening, man, because you are a lens. I think.
no. I'm fighting for everyone. For
All right.
everyone's
Hashtag man of the people.
Thank you. This is an old story that I might have told before.
Yeah, I'm sure it's old.
It is old. It's
Probably like 3 days old.
No.
But
no.
he's trying to
I'm
pretend
going
like.
back to. I had to ask Kathleen when this was. We think it was 1997.
All right,
Same.
but now if it went back then I believe you did something.
Look, I spit my gum out.
Fuck. I don't even think if I'm doing
me
the
that
math correctly.
Yeah.
I don't even think you had a child yet.
Didn't.
You definitely were at fault here.
Not my fault. Not my fault.
Guilty.
Wait till I tell you the
Guilty.
story.
I'd like to.
I'm gonna judge you to you.
Yeah,
Guilty.
Do it. No.
It's, you
just
just
'cause I'm
walk-
walking in with the
you
tattoos
just walked
and
in
the
with
beard.
the tattoos and the
No,
beard.
no.
Guilty.
No, that's my gimmick. so okay, 1997. About this time of year, Christmas. So I got to lay out a little groundwork to this. Working at Tower. Tower would open at 9 a.m. every day. So it's the week before Christmas. So picture Tower on South Street, big lot like
Gimmicks everywhere.
yeah, what would you call that opening area? Like the lot, like a lobby.
foyer?
A vestibule.
Thank
A
you.
vestibule.
So in that vestibule, there is a huge fucking Christmas tree
Mezzanine.
to the ceiling. Okay, and next to that is a pile of gimmicks that they gave out every year, which was like a calendar. It was like a long. Does anybody remember those fucking things? They were like long. They had a calendar and some fucking picture gimmick on it, and it was like a free fucking whatever. And the homeless guys used to steal them and sell them to marks on the street.
And that Pulse magazine that they had for a minute.
It was a Pulse gimmick. It was the
Right.
calendar at the end.
Wow.
Okay, so
I remember that gimmick.
yeah, I had a friend who worked there. I don't want to say his name. No, I don't want to say his name.
We're no selling, man. Settle down over
He
there.
said I worked there.
Worked at Tower.
Okay.
With me.
Yeah, you. Were you?
Yeah. Fuck. So
Off night for him, man.
yeah, it's fucking C plus.
Yeah,
coffee?
C+ tops.
I make
Grinding halt.
So he worked security at Tower. I don't want to say his name. We'll say his name's Bob. So
Bob Diamond.
that was the funniest shit I ever said. I
Ever.
popped myself. It's the only part of the last podcast I heard, and I laughed out loud. Okay, so Bob works security. Now, Bob was a member of the Nation of Islam, and he was Fruit of Islam, which, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of security for the Nation of Islam. And I'm one of those people who I feel like I can travel into different groups of people and have friends who are, whatever. Like, that stuff never affected me. I feel like I do well with that, having different people from different.
You can travel in different circles.
We've always talked about how you and I are chameleons. We can go
Right.
wherever.
Right.
Yeah.
If the person's cool, it's cool. Now, Bob hated everyone except me for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
He was bad mood, constant bad mood. So it is 9:00 on a Saturday, I feel like. Okay, Tower opens. It's Christmas. It's the fucking that time of year. But there's a couple people fucking come in. Two dudes come in and they went down to the basement, which is where the rap section was. I feel like I was a supervisor at the time, and I'm standing at the counter drinking coffee and just trying to fucking wake up, like whatever.
The vinyl was downstairs too, wasn't it?
At one point,
I remember
they switched it up a
cassettes.
bunch of times.
Yeah.
At this point, the rap shit was downstairs.
Before there was Tower Books, didn't they have books down there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they
Where do
did
we
have.
I'm
They
good.
did have Tower Books at the same time, but
Yeah, but Tower
tried to
Records was
cross
there
the
for a
fucking-
little while before Tower Books moved in.
could be. I don't know. Could be. So
Rap section.
yes. In comes this two guys. They go downstairs, and you notice everybody at that point in the morning because there's so little.
Yeah. You're like, what? First off,
Like,
why
are you here at 9 in the fucking morning?
When you said it, I didn't want to drag the story on. You have to be a sick maniac to be in Tower Records at 9 a.m.
Right. So in comes this guy with this woman in a wheelchair, and they're shopping, and I guess like they get their stuff, and the guy has to go get the car. The woman in the wheelchair is blind and possibly
Jesus,
deaf
man.
as well.
What the fuck kind of story is this?
She's sitting at the
What does
front.
she need music for? She's
It's Christmas. It's coming up to. It's coming up.
That was an 8.5.
I'm marking out for that.
It's Christmas, so she's probably buying it for her fucking granddaughter
We'll
or
see.
whatever. So
We'll see.
she.
Now he's fucking on, man. He's angry that it's late, so he's like, "You
gotta poke him.
Yeah.
You gotta
The bear has
poke
been
him.
poked. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Whatever. I ain't fucking listening.
No sell.
So, no pops for Pablo. Hashtag. So, the wheelchair. So the lady in the wheelchair waits at the door. So the guy she's with goes, and I guess to get the car to pick her up, so she doesn't have to fucking wheel around the fucking street. So she's sitting by the front door next to the Christmas tree. Up the stairs come the two guys who went to the fucking rap section. Now Bob is the only guy on security. Bob stops them at the door. And
I
says,
like
Yo,
that you chose to name the Muslim brother that's from Fruit of Islam, Bob. I just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
I know you did.
So Bob says, yo, you fucking stole something, you fucking whatever, stopping these guys at the door. Now, at this point in time at Tower on South Street, we were getting into fistfights like once a week with motherfuckers who were stealing. And it's not that we cared so much that they were stealing, I feel like. It was just that we wanted to fucking fistfight motherfuckers, and it kind of broke up the monotony of the day. Now, Bob...
I've never heard of such behavior.
Right, that shit is true.
Do you know this story?
Now I do.
Yeah, okay.
Because it took me a minute to realize, and then yes.
Because now the names are changed to protect the innocent.
No. It's very well known, and it's part of why we're both half crippled. Correct? Same story.
Yes. Bob says, now Bob, again, miserable guy in general, says, yo, you fucking stole something, give me the fucking tape you took, blah, 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 blah. And dude's like, fuck you. Bob's like, no, fuck you. So the next thing you know, it's on. But it's two guys on Bob, my friend Bob. So I'm like, fuck, man. It's 10 after 9 in the morning. I'm like 3 sips into this coffee.
A morning fight, man.
It's like nothing can be worse than that.
Nothing on earth.
Right.
But you gotta go.
And they're
fighting times like 3 a.m. or something. Like my hands are most vicious at like 2:30, 3 a.m.
Fuck.
There's a window there, man, where you don't want to fuck with me.
Right.
Catch me slipping, you might, I don't know, hit me with something, I might just
2
sleep.
in the afternoon, man.
Yeah, maybe you'll get me. You might catch me.
Where were you? Behind the counter?
I'm behind the counter, and I'm watching Bob fucking hook with these two dudes. Now Bob's starting to lose because it's two guys. I'm like, fuck. It's like, all right. So I put my coffee down, and I go over, and I start fighting with the one guy. I grab up the one guy and try and do a fucking kung fu move on him, but realize that this dude is a lot stronger than I am. But I know how to fight a little bit. And I fucking drop down with this dude. So the two of us fall on my knee, like, fucked up, like this. Gimmick. Right. So, but I have him, and he ain't going anywhere. But I ain't going anywhere either. So I keep saying to him, like, yo, cool out, cool out. So now me and dude, cool out. So
I like the discussion.
Oh, no, we're talking, me and dude. And dude's like, yo, I'm not going back to jail. And I was like, yo, well, I ain't getting up, so fuck you. We're going to lay here all fucking day. So in the process of me and him fighting, we knock over all the calendars that were piled up in the thing. So now we're slipping on these fucking things. Then Bob and dude smash into the tree. The tree fucking starts to fall over. Fuck. And in the process of all this, Kathleen's gimmick was, Kathleen worked there at the time with me. Kathleen's gimmick was, people are fighting, I'm locking the door. Doing the doing the Bronx Tale, like, now you can't leave.
Right.
Doors locked, fights on, it's fuck cat. In the middle of all this is the fucking wheelchair, blind, probably deaf lady waiting for a ride who has no idea shit's going on. Calendars are fucking flying past her head. Fucking the tree balls are hitting her in the back. She don't even fucking know. She's waiting for a fucking ride. Yo, so
I'm gonna take a stroke.
So me and dude are on the ground. Like, in some wacko fucking twisted judo move, and once in a while kind of throwing a punch at each other. It's not hurting either one of us, and we're like, look, man, this is what it is. I guess we're laying here all fucking day, because I ain't letting you go, and you ain't going back to jail. So
and you ain't getting that twin hype tape you're trying to steal.
So Bob and dude are fighting on the other side. I don't even know what's happening to them. And my boy Sean, who worked there at the time, who was a heavy, came up and had no idea any of this was going on, was coming up just to do whatever, get coffee or whatever, and was like, what the fuck? And thank God he fucking comes over and he's like, fuck all this, and starts pounding these two guys. And I'm like, thank fuck, man, we've been laying here for 25 fucking minutes. Like, I'm gonna fucking pass out in a minute. Doors locked. Somebody called the cops. Cops ain't there. It's fucking chaos. Blind lady's half dead from getting hit by the Christmas tree. All that. So the cops finally come. Thankfully, Sean fucking smashed these two fucking guys and gave me a fucking break. So after that, it's all fucking clear. Everybody cleans up some fucking J-Brones that we fucking had working there, cleaned up the calendars, cleaned up the tree, fucking whatever. I go down to take a piss. Like an hour later, try and walk down the steps and realize that my knee is fucked. But being 20 whatever at the time, I was just like, nah, whatever. It's fucking, my knee's fucked up. But I was reminded of this story this week because 20 fucking years later, my knee still is fucked up. And that's my story.
M.O.P. M.O.P.
Hashtag man of the people. Gavin and I have recently, I think it was we went to, I've talked about this on the. Go ahead.
I just gotta say, you gotta, you probably squeeze a little blood out of the guy who went belly up. The owner, who was the founder of Tower Records,
Russ.
that guy.
Whatever.
That's not his steez. Nah, he took the L like a man.
I know.
Well, Gavin and I were. We don't have to exchange war stories because most of them we had together. But when I drug him to see Ghost, the story I told him, maybe the first episode, we went to the bar near his place, and we talked about, like, how jocks are like, yeah, this knee is ripped up from this one touchdown I had. And, like, we're limping around Philadelphia because the weather's cold. And I'm like, my fucking ankle. I'm like, yeah, that's when I kicked this kid in his square in his fucking eyeball after they set it off on us. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, the reason I hate the cold is because this gimmick when I got with the Fruit of Islam guy, and then my hands are fucking mangled. There's no knuckles at all, as you guys can see. There's no knuckles in my. I've had tooth stuck in my knuckles. It's war stories all day, man.
Stupid.
It is. It's very stupid.
Right.
That story once again. Brilliant. Well,
Bob, shout out to Bob. You know who you are.
Yeah,
What up, Bob?
If you
salam alaikum.
if you're out there,
Salami beef and ham with the alaikum salam.
hit me
salami
on the
beef and ham
Facebook.
with our salam alaikum. Well, Bob was a good guy, right? In this story,
Oh,
Bob
yeah.
had your back. You liked Bob.
I liked Bob.
He wasn't disagreeable with you.
Not with me.
He was a disagreeable person.
Oh, he didn't like anybody.
You know who's a disagreeable person?
Who?
Stevie Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Oh! So
Stevie PR.
Stevie Puerto Rico. This is the second segment.
Because it's going
not the
so
second
swimmingly.
segment. The second
installment.
of our newest segment.
If you will.
Stevie Puerto Rico's Cantankerous Corner.
If you missed the first one, it's basically where I take things where a lot of people like, and I explain to you why I
Smashes
don't
your
like
childhood.
them.
That's his way of describing it. I'd like to say he's a fucking jerk job. For whatever reason, he chose Star Wars last week and cut a promo on Star Wars. A lot of people are offended by that. Particularly one Mr. Seamus Ryan.
I'm sure.
AKA Esoteric has shoot heat.
And I personally tried to.
You want to talk about a heat magnet? Sicko's a heat magnet.
But he's a jerk off. You're not. As a person,
There's a
as
big difference.
As a human being, when me and you were together, 25 plus years, have we even come close to an argument?
No.
You know when we came close when I dumbed out the other week about the gimmick and I apologized to you, remember? And you were
Yeah,
like,
I didn't even know. I half didn't know what you were talking about.
right.
Right.
I was like, he might be mad at me because he didn't write me right back. And then when you did, you were curt.
I had just woke up.
Yeah, but I didn't like that.
It was 6.
It was curt.
You know I get up at 6.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
But then wait till 7
no,
and be nice.
Well, I already made you wait 2 hours.
What's another hour in my life?
Fair enough.
What do I got? 9 hours left to live?
No, the thing is, you're up at 6 because you fucking want to be, because you've been up all night. He's up at 6 because he's got responsibilities.
Right. So don't be curt.
He's going to be curt because he's got like 2 kids to take
No,
care of.
it's
Some
7. He
other
starts
shit.
getting into gimmicks. That's when the leftovers talk
I
starts.
want to be Kurt.
I can't even
By
imagine.
7, I'm
Shut
fucking.
the fuck up.
What's he even saying?
He's just saying things.
I'm not listening.
What is happening is he's failing miserably tonight, so he's saying shit, hoping it sticks to the wall, and it's dropping off of the wall.
Oh, my God.
He's fucking. It's bad tonight.
I'm on point.
You're nah.
He doesn't even believe it.
Now,
That didn't sound convincing.
what I'm saying to you is, with that said, we never even bump heads. It's a thing. We just. Now this fucking hard on. It's like it never stops with this fucking guy.
It really doesn't.
Ironically, I think it's why him and Frizz get along so well because they both fucking their whole gimmick is to push buttons and be fucking bozos.
Well, plus I love the Frizz.
No,
love
we
the
all
sicko.
love Frizz, but there's a gimmick because he tortures people, but when he wants to torture you, he does it with a smile. The other people he tortures, he's like, I hate this motherfucker. I'm going to draw them. And it's vindictive.
I knew there was a reason why I liked you, Frizz.
But essentially, so with all of this said, I asked you earlier, did you have a subject for
I do
tonight?
indeed.
Excuse me, that's very unprofessional to cough. You said, I have an issue for this sicko's Stevie Puerto Rico's Cantankerous Corner, and we decided not to speak of it beforehand.
Right.
So none of us know what you are about to say. Do you agree with that?
I do, sir.
With that said, would you like to?
I'm super curious where this is going.
Me too. Would you like to?
I would love to.
I would love to.
I mean, I kind of
would love to
She's
begin
good.
Stevie Puerto Rico's Cantankerous Corner.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So basically, my target this week is sort of a whole culture that encompasses many facets.
Oh God!
It's I'm going to put it under
He's
the
looking at me.
catch-all
Why is he looking at
umbrella of comic book culture. I fucking hate everything that has anything to do with comic books, comic book collectors, comic book movies, and more than anything, people who dress up and go to conventions.
All right. So if you just named.
To me, it's all tied in.
Okay, but if you just named 6 things, I have no problem with like 5 of what you said.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I don't feel so
I'm
bad.
like a casual comic fan, so it doesn't offend me.
Casual.
And in terms of movies, there have been some dope ones. A lot of shit ones.
Right.
But there have been some dope ones.
I
So,
like the dope movie.
I've never seen a dope. I think they're all
all right,
shit.
so this is definitely.
Really?
Hey,
Dark
the Batman.
Knight series.
The Batman.
Come on, dude. That fucking voice. Come on.
Dark
You can't
Knight's
take
great.
that movie
I
seriously.
don't like any of them,
This
Sicko, but I
voice.
love the Dark Knight.
Nah, it's all.
Sicko, why are you talking about this voice? Why are you laughing?
I hate the Batman. I
Why
hate
you
the
laughing?
Superman. I hate the Spider-Man. All
Me and Gavin think we can beat Superman.
I think you could too. I think anybody could.
Remember we were talking about Batman but Superman?
I don't sweat him.
I'll hit him right in his fucking face. Superman ain't doing nothing with me.
The whole
got the eyeball gimmick with the
it's sort of
things.
like this with the Star Wars gimmick, like 40, 50-year-old dudes that are like dressing up in tights and then are trying to convince me that like I don't get the deeper symbolic meanings of how comic books are new mythology on
so
that.
when you're talking about the people who are dressing up, you're talking about the actors in the movie?
No.
he's talking
You're
about like
Comic-Con
Yeah.
people.
All right, Comic-Con
Like, that's
is a
one
whole
end of
different
it.
thing. That's like,
Look, if I can interject,
To me, it's all.
If I may.
Go, please do.
I feel now this is his segment, but I feel he's like. This is a sweeping fucking
indictment.
Like yo,
It's a broad thing.
like he's basically because I watched Thor. Like I dress up as Darth Nihilus.
No.
No, but you said you put the whole game. Like now, I'm just telling you, a lot of people that are into my music and listen to this podcast are comic book geeks.
I know.
I mean, this is way where I thought Star Wars was bad. Like you
I
might
know.
get jumped over some shit like
I know.
this.
I'm willing to take it.
Can you narrow it down
Thor's
a
that
little bit?
work,
What's,
Paz.
okay,
I
what's the
agree.
movie in that
Thor, that's
category?
that work.
Okay, like the
What's
movies.
the worst offender here? Is it the dressing up at Comic-Con? I think maybe,
It's,
right?
I mean, that's really bad.
All right, because I'm with you on that.
But to me, the movies are worse because they have such a wider audience. Like everybody in the world goes and sees whatever piece of shit Iron Man movie
I will
comes
fucking
out.
see that
Iron
all
Man
day,
was
every day.
dope. I
love all those
fucking loved
movies.
Iron Man.
I fell asleep in the middle of whatever I had to take my wife to see whatever the last Avengers movie was that
Yeah.
came out. I literally fell asleep 10 minutes into it. They're they're worse than I'll watch Star Wars before I'll watch any of that crap. I've never watched a Spider-Man movie. Every Batman movie has been garbage.
The first two Spider-Man are good.
The
Got
Sam
no
Raimi
use.
Spider-Mans are dope, and the new Spider-Mans are dope.
I have no use for him.
Because you're a fucking jerk.
I'll take that all day, but I'm not. I hate it. I hate everything to do with it. I hate the whole. I mean.
I'm the Batman.
It just annoys me. Rabble. I'm just not into it. And like, you know, with the proliferation of culture through like bad, like bad TV shows like The Big Bang Theory, like to me, every person that like has ever bought a comic book is one of those 4 jerk-offs in that TV show. Like that's what I equate.
That's how you think in your head, or that's what, I mean, I know,
that's how I think in my head.
Like I know there's mad people that I'm not airing no names because then that will turn into somehow beef with our show.
Sure.
I know people that I'm not going to talk about me, that you think are legendary, that are comic book nerds.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm
Absolutely.
I'm saying that equating it with nerdiness on a comic collector level, that's irresponsible. Now Gavin and I, because you don't really listen to Howard as like you used to,
right? As
Gavin
often.
and I love it because they go to Comic-Con and talk to these people, and it's gold.
Oh, it's a deal.
See, that would annoy. I'd have to turn that off.
Oh, that's like turn up.
Yeah.
As soon as he says we're about to go to Wolfie at Comic-Con, my ears perk up.
See, I would get
It's
so
a big-
enraged listening to these people
Bro,
talk.
they're like, yo, how much do you spend a year on your hobby? And they're like $40,000.
Well, first they're like, at first they're like,
under a mask.
Right.
I am Darth Nihilus.
If you're
Wolfie's
over
gotta
12
go.
years old and you're wearing costumes, like you need to step
But
back and
here's
take
what
a
I'm
look at your
saying.
life.
You started with a sweeping generalization.
Yeah.
Like, I don't dress in costumes.
No.
I'm with you on that. Because me and Scott read a comic. We're as bad as the dude
Yeah,
that's
come
dressed
on.
as Darth
There are
Nihilus.
facets to it, and there are levels of hatred and despising.
Like, there's
of it.
no way you would hate a dude who reads comics.
I don't get it. I don't understand why you'd
I don't
waste your
get
time.
why you're a jerk off, but I'm still your
Well,
friend.
yeah, that's
It's
the
a
way the
book
world
with
works.
pictures.
Exactly.
It's better than a book.
Which is what they make for 4-year-olds.
Yo, wait,
better than
hold on.
some
He just said it's a book with pictures. It's better than a book. It was a pause.
If you're a grown-up and you need pictures in your book, I
It's like a
can't
light
deal
bulb.
with you.
Hand me that book over there.
it's like a light bulb
With the
off of his
pictures.
head.
The one with his name on it.
The one with the pictures.
Those are photographs. That's a difference.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Somebody didn't draw
I'm pretty
them.
sure there's pictures
They're
in
real.
there.
Those things actually
There's
happen.
some fucking pictures in that book.
I didn't think you could upset Seamus Ryan more than your Star Wars.
Right.
Why don't we just change the segment name to me going after Seamus?
Absolutely.
So I'm about to give you Steve's
I'm so
direct
sorry,
phone
Shay.
number so you can
I will
fucking...
tell.
He's
I
got
mean-
my phone number.
I
he
mean,
needs to
there's
scream
so
on
many
you.
people that
I'm going for it all.
Pablo. I can't use full name. Do you remember? You remember my Muslim brother who came to the 2 shows? The tall kid who hung out with us backstage in Santa Cruz.
Yes.
Yes. He's gonna physically attack me, and he's
that's a
like
tall boy.
and he's like 6'4", 6'5",
gentleman, yeah.
and like is a super mark. His whole world is the shit that he just shit on. So now it's heat. Now
Yeah.
Sicko's gonna get dumped on, and then I'm gonna have to sit back and decide whether or not I let him take that out.
Well, you know my rule is like I let someone dump on Sicko, told him like, all right, now I got.
Now it's
the
enough.
point where I don't want to take him to the hospital. So the point right before that is when I stop.
I like how Pablo thinks he can stop anything.
I
Like
know
who are
where
you
that
stopping?
came from.
I can fucking stop you. I can stop a goddamn train
You can stop me.
with my logic, not with my physicality.
My super mental power.
Yeah.
My comic
I don't know which part of that statement was more incorrect than the other.
No, I mean everything he says is incorrect. Everything he does is incorrect.
What about X-Men? X-Men?
Hate it. Stupid.
Fuck.
Hate it, stupid.
Hated stupid.
It's
All
stupid.
right.
Wow. It's just
Jeez.
stupid.
It's fantasy, man.
I don't feel strongly enough about any of this to
Yeah,
say
I mean,
much,
like
but-
I'm
Why
telling.
hate it? Why hate on it?
Here's where, like, I'm not. I dig some of it, but again, like earlier, it's like there's just things with like. Why does this motherfucker care?
Why does it matter?
That's
Like,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
like-
I'm just
like,
like whatever.
Every time I feel like, you know what, man, I'm just mad at shit like Sicko. He comes up with some dumb shit to be mad at. Like, I ain't.
I mean, on the level of priority of how mad I get.
if you're bringing it to the table, it better be mad. It better be real anger.
Next week is like
If this isn't real anger, then your segment's getting thrown out and you're banned.
No, it's real anger.
Because what I'm telling you is, if you don't have legitimate anger, next show you're banned for the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because you were banned.
You're banned.
You'll be banned
There's
too. I'll ban you as quick as I.
Ban me.
Yes.
Paz will text
You're gonna
me
ban
at
the head
home and
writer.
I'll keep the time.
Wow. Head writer.
He's Jackie Marlowe over here. Head writing credit.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, take a fucking walk, man. I won't ban you from the mic. I'll tell you to go stand in the hall for 10 minutes.
Oh my!
And you won't
God.
do shit.
Will I have mic and headphones?
No. Nothing.
What am I going to do in the hallway then?
How
You'll
is he
fucking
getting my
stand there.
fucking
Look at the
segment?
fucking wall.
You look at the fucking
Because
wall.
you weren't contrarian enough. We
I
don't
thought I
believe-
was.
we don't
No,
believe
he
you're
was. It's just
cantankerous.
I didn't. It's just like it doesn't. He knows sold how much he cared. Like if
Right.
you're apathetic
That's what I
towards it,
mean.
then don't bring it to the sickos cantankerous corner.
I didn't say I was apathetic.
All right, so there's a genuine hatred.
There's
there.
a genuine hatred.
All right,
don't-
now
I
you
don't
got to
believe
deal
him.
with the heat of that.
I didn't say I wouldn't. It's just it's not my thing. And when I see people talk about it and are really into it, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for them, and I'm embarrassed for myself, seeing how into it they are. And on the other side of it, like the movies are just terrible movies to me. I have no interest in them whatsoever.
I'm the Batman.
Why don't you like the movies, sicko? I'm Batman.
I mean, even Mr. Mom was a better Batman than this new jerk.
Hey man, don't talk. Look, 220, 210, 220, whatever
it
it takes. Mr. Mom.
I'll
Mr.
watch Mr.
Will
Mom.
you watch Mr.
all
Mom
day.
Speaking of Mr. Mom, Pablo.
Man, you were really working on those segues over the weekend. Huh?
That was good.
Speaking of
Well
Mr.
done.
Mom,
Well done.
Pablo, how? So I mean, I'd say of every show, some people have thought you've been the star, man. This one, I don't feel like you've been the star.
I gotta let y'all shine a little bit.
Wow.
I mean, yo,
That's what
I call
that's
my
what I
brother.
heard.
Look, I'm always with Gavin. I call my brother son because he shine like one. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you better really come correct with
Pablo's Cheapo Tip of the Week.
So I'll preface this by saying, apparently you were with my brother today buying a new vehicle.
True.
Is that true?
That is true. My
How
mom
did how did everything go? Everything was smooth. Everything went smoothly.
I mean, as far as you could do for going into a car dealership,
Right.
I mean, I was in and out in 2 hours, which is like unheard of.
I mean, I was talking to both you and my brother, and it seemed pretty smooth. And
yeah,
that y'all,
it,
y'all
was
had,
on, it was on point, man.
y'all
It was
had
on point.
lunch. Now, was that lunch on me or was that lunch on you?
Oh, lunch was on P. Jiggy.
Okay.
I took a picture that will be uploaded soon.
Okay.
To the Facebookie.
Did you tip fairly? Because
I tipped 20%.
that's fuck, man. Did she do a good job?
She took longer, but I shouldn't have blamed her after in retrospect because
Retrospect.
Retrospect.
There's no T on there.
at the Cracker Barrel, which is a place I love.
Okay.
I love a little southern food up north. You know what I'm saying?
I love a little.
They play a little bro country in that
Yeah,
place.
they have a little bro country.
Sure.
I love.
Were
the
they
Cracker
playing bro
Barrel.
country? in there?
Nah, I
Absolutely,
forget what they were
played it
playing.
there, I think.
What's
But-
the joint? How's
but
the song go? With
I'm
the
not
beat?
doing. No, we're dead in that.
Why?
Because we're gonna let the people live.
No, people like that shit when he sings
We're
it,
gonna
don't
let
they?
them simmer for a little bit.
Come on,
What's your
Pablo.
logic behind it? Behind not singing it?
I'm gonna let it simmer a little bit, make them want it.
Come
And then I'm
on.
gonna come back.
Can you just sing the one line? Just the one bar.
The fucking.
He gets me mad because he messes them up.
kick.
Yeah.
Boy. I'm walking out, man.
The John where it's like, look much good up inside of it.
Yeah.
I don't. All right.
I
I like the Lift Kid line.
Some of that
You know
Lift
that
Kid.
line?
Yeah.
What is it, Fred? Sing
And
it.
this brand new Chevy with the lift kit will look a hell of a lot better with you up in it.
That's what I want
I
to
mean,
hear.
yeah, but you just talked it. I want
I
you to.
can't.
All right, so yeah, my brother parlayed it with an old friend of ours.
That's right.
Right. So
right.
now we're leading into your Pablo Cheapo tip of the week.
Yes.
Did you do anything that we would perceive to be as cheap during this interaction?
Or
It was
chip.
pretty straightforward, except for the end part where you
Except-
make the deals and then you go talk to the financial guy. They separate you and all that.
Yeah,
jazz.
they separate you from the
Right.
guy so he can sell you on some other shit.
Right. So then you're going for the final kill.
Right.
So they go, do you want the gap protection? Do you want the low jack? Do you want the undercoating joint?
Yeah, that don't exist.
Right. So
I'm not going to tell you how I know, but that's fugazi.
So I straight faced the whole
Do you
thing.
want the lift kit?
I don't want the lift kit. I don't want the moonroof.
All right.
So
Why not the moonroof?
So he says because Paz hates the moonroof.
That's right. I get panic attacks from the
Before you
moonroof.
start, tell them the gimmick
Yeah,
about
moonroof gives me
getting
panic
there.
attacks.
Have you ever
The
ridden
old
my car?
part.
The whole fucking.
That's already on the internet. They
No,
already
I've
know that.
I've never been in your car.
Yeah,
'cause
but
of the
only like
moonroof.
30 people have seen it.
I said we're talking over each other, so we can't do that.
Yep.
So go ahead.
So, right, so getting
So
there.
they're trying to sell you on shit.
Right, so they're trying to sell me all this stuff. And I'm like, that ain't happening. And the guy's like, well, this one Joan, the gap protection, which is like if the car gets smashed, insurance company's only going to give you 70%. The gap protection gives you the extra 30. So
Are you
ain't
saying
taking-
the word gap?
gap?
Okay.
It's an acronym for something.
All right.
Heads know in the industry.
Yeah,
You know,
in the industry. Yeah,
Are you
'cause-
hip to this?
No, I'm not. And I like what industry is he speaking
I'm
of?
just amazed he knew the word acronym.
No, but he just said heads know in the industry.
I know what he
what
said.
What industry?
Heads, my car buying
The car,
heads.
all of the people that
car
work in the
buying
car,
industry.
The chef
in
industry.
all of the people that
In the
work
community.
in the community of car people.
buyers.
All right, continue.
So, right, so if your car gets smashed, insurance company's only going to give you 70-80.
Okay.
This Joan covers 100%.
Okay.
So you ain't eating it, really.
All right.
So I'm like,
Does that sound fair to you or no? You're not. You're
if
like
you
nah.
get smashed, this is absolutely going to happen. You're going to you lose money as soon as you walk off the lot. You
Of
know that,
course,
right?
no. That's well known. What I'm
then
saying
Bull's
is,
like, so then Bull's like, here's what it's going to cost, and I'm like, I'm good, man. He's like,
wait. Why? Because you didn't like the price, or you just ain't buying the whole
I'm
shit?
just like, I'm only leasing it, man. I don't really give a shit. Now.
Okay.
I'm a good driver, so I'm pretty cautious.
Says you.
Even though stuff could happen, right? So he's like, well, I mean, everything else is fine, but this gap, I really think you should have. And I'm like, I'm good, man. He's like, well, what if I can make it worth your while? You know, what if I could do something for you?
Oh, now your ears are perking
Once
up.
I hear do
eyes,
something
right?
for
I
me,
mean, you just that Pablo's favorite saying in Earth is, "What if I can make it worth your
Right.
while?" Would
if
you
I
agree
don't
with
get a
that?
deal, I mean, I'm salivating.
You're
at this
salivating
point.
at the prospect
Right,
of
salivating.
coming up on
Right.
something.
Right.
Like it don't matter if you want to come up on it. You're like, wait a second. This is $100,000, but you're offering it for 70. I'll take it.
It's hard to resist.
I know that's
So, right.
All right.
So he's already like,
basically, he cut the yeah. So he
Brand
goes,
new
yo,
Chevy
man,
with a lift kit.
well, look much better with you up in it. Come on.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is.
I said it off.
There it is.
I'm
Well
gonna get on the
done.
track with you. We're gonna do that.
All right.
B-side.
All right.
B-side.
Remix.
Remix.
So he goes, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cut it in half. I said, wrap that motherfucker up.
Wow. So you like that?
So I
You
got-
like-
yeah, right.
Wait, you like half?
Half.
Of course, I got to take that.
I mean,
There's no.
I'd be dumb not to take it.
Yes, you would. So after that, you sign the papers and you're like, peace out, thank you.
Pretty much.
All right. So
Pretty much bang.
All right. So we ain't gonna say what car, but we've all seen it. Beautiful car. God
Right,
bless.
right.
We all wish you well
all
with it, man.
gravy,
It's
man.
beautiful.
It's all
I went
gravy.
in there. Beautiful car. Brand new whip. It'll look cool to pull up in some fly shit.
keep it real.
The
Did you
other
get the
one I
lift
used to be like, yo, man, I can't really pull up to no rap show and this
It
shit.
served the purpose, but
Nah,
yeah, it was
no,
weak.
it served
was
its
weak,
purpose,
yeah, yeah.
but I'm saying for me, I had to be like, yo, you got to go around the back because I can't come up
Right.
in this shit.
Hey,
Did you
yo.
see the gimmick he did for the past week leading up to this, though?
Yeah, but is that another story? I mean,
It's just all it is basically like if I knew I was getting rid of the car on Friday, I ain't filling that sucker up for the full tank of gas. So
he was putting $2 in a day, bro.
I had a gas station right near work, so I would just go to right before work, do $2.
I didn't even realize you could do $2.
Bro, no,
Do whatever you want in America, man.
You can do whatever you want in America. Show title.
I can't even.
Yo, show title. You can do whatever you want in America, man.
absolutely.
Yo, son was he tweeted out. Give your Twitter handle.
It's at Pablo Regular.
Say it again, man.
At
Slow.
Pop-
Speak slow and
I got slang
elocution,
talk.
man.
I speak hip hop. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? At Pablo Regular.
At
Pablo.
Pablo Regular. OG Gavin,
You
what
gotta-
are you?
At the, I don't know.
You're like
What
Big
am
G
I?
or something like that.
At the G Gavin.
Yes.
See, you not knowing,
I hate Twitter.
you're sleeping.
I don't get it.
Sicko, do you still have the other gimmick or are you running Arjon? Or would you like to give both?
I do Arjon, which is at BSB Radio 1.
Right.
And then I have my own thing, which is just my last name at D.
When I put that in, did you see the tweet where I put follow the crew? Mm-hmm. Yours didn't come up.
You probably don't follow me.
No, everything else did. There was 4,000 people. Jerry DeLodovico. He's talking about murdering babies.
I don't.
Did you put in Steven Puerto Rico?
Yeah, now it's Stevie Puerto Rico.
I'm actually going to change it tonight to Stevie Puerto Rico.
At the G Gavin.
Yes.
At the G Gavin. At Pablo Regular. At Scott Stallone.
2 T's.
At
well.
DeLodovico.
Or
So-
Puerto Rico.
Everything is good with the cards. Beautiful. Lovely. The kids is good. Wifey is good. Everything's lovely.
Right.
That leads us to...
Pablo's Cheapo Tip of the Week.
You got something good for us this
I
weekend?
meant something nice. It's funny you said you segued into home life. So in this day and age, you got to share responsibilities at the household.
Okay.
So me and the wifey split it up. You know what I'm saying? I help out at the home. Renaissance man as I am.
What now? You help out, like you cook a little bit, or
I don't cook only because she gets home earlier than me, so I
Okay.
usually cook on the weekend.
So your wife's a good cook.
She's a good cook. She's
Cool,
proper.
cool.
What else besides candles do you cook? I heard your candles are delicious.
Candles are on point.
Fucking.
That's one of many. But so one of the things I do besides clean up and do the dishes after that is I make the lunches for the kids for the next day. Jeff, you make the lunches, right?
Well, no. My kids are a little bit older, so they make their own lunch in the morning now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I'm there.
So what?
Let me tell you something. It takes some pressure off.
I stress out about it.
Xavier is on his own. He does his own thing. Like he's buying shit, doing whatever. But the little ones, that shit's made before I'm downstairs.
And it's not all just potato chips? Like
No,
you check it?
They make a sandwich. They put an apple in there. They fucking do the Go-Gurt gimmick. They do the fucking.
Is it still a brown bag?
No, they got lunch. They got gimmick lunch bags or lunchbox things. Whatever.
I literally don't know what you mean.
It's not the metal ones anymore. Like
Right.
the old school ones. It's more like
a mesh fabric?
No, it's like a foamy kind of thing. But they still got
Cooler.
the
It's like a cooler, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They still
Like
got the gimmicks
you know
on
what it
them.
is? It's like the gimmick that they bring the pizza to your house.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
See, my son is in this gimmick where like they provide home cooked food while because he's not in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's 3.
Well, that's what Xavier's high school's like.
Yeah, like they
got a whole gimmick.
They should.
Yeah.
All right, so P, so let me ask now. Do the kids have a choice in the matter? Like you go,
Nah.
what do you kids
No.
like? Does each one is one picky? Is one not?
Nah, I like stress out because it's such a fucking deal. I gotta fucking do this every fucking
All right,
night.
see now the people that are listening at home, he's genuinely mad now.
Yeah.
Pablo don't get mad. He's vexed right now.
Yeah.
Now why are you stressed? Because they're breaking your balls. Daddy doesn't give us this. Daddy
It's
doesn't
a little bit. It's a little bit more of that. There's a assembly line to the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a pain in
like
the
a
ass.
5-course meal.
I'm with Pablo.
All right,
this.
no,
It is a pain in the
I'm
ass.
sitting here like the dudes listening at home. I wanna be hip to this.
Yeah, it's a
because
pain
I
in
don't
the ass.
understand why. Is it because each one has their own taste?
Everything's in threes, and it's
Yeah.
fucking
Right,
like.
but what I'm saying is, and I hate to do the when we were young, but yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like we came up in the era where it's like that's what you're fucking eating. Like
Nah,
you don't
see,
like it.
yeah, and I ain't having that.
I understand. No. I'm not disagreeing with that logic.
Right.
I'm telling you. Do you disagree with me that 30 years ago when your dad was telling you this is what you're eating? Then don't eat.
I remember my dad just giving me money to go buy fucking.
No, see, in my
gimmick
house,
as a
like my
thing.
mom's would cook, and I was like, but I don't like blah blah blah. They were like, I guess you ain't eating then.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? That was
That's
just
the
some
same
old,
in my house.
That was just some old grease bullshit.
Same in
my
my house.
mom would send me to school as a young boy with Gudagin and Gabagol and all of this, right? Yo, straight South Philly lunch meat on a Sarcone's roll, like the most gorgeous sandwich you could make for a fat boy. And I'd be like, I hate this. And I would trade it with this Filipino boy named Peter for like peanut butter and jelly. And he came up every day.
Yep.
Yo, he got the illest sandwich every day because I was like, yo, you got B&J? My mom made Gudagin Gabagol. She threw some basta chot and Shriyadel in there. This fucking kid's head exploded because he was getting like a fucking $40 lunch and I wanted PB&J. Sorry, pal.
Yeah.
So you got 3 kids.
Right. So I try to mix it up, but they're not really picky eaters. So it's
Okay.
like if I try to make something and they don't like it, I fucking lose my shit. Like Corky Chap just ate $6 on lunch meat.
Of course.
You ain't fucking eating the lunch meat.
Now, are you saying
Now I'm
this to
losing my
them or are you saying it in your head?
I say it to them PG version.
Right. You're like, why don't you like this? I work hard.
Yeah.
And what do they say?
And then the wife's got to yell at me for yelling at the kids because it's not that big a deal. But
As
in
she
my head,
should.
it's a big deal.
Okay.
No, she's
As
right.
she should.
She's right.
Now I'm with Pablo. Like, I'm raising all kinds of hell.
Yeah.
No, I'm not having that.
Yeah. Because you're like a softie.
He's a pushover.
Because I hate every motherfucker in the world except my kids. If my kids want something,
But that's the thing.
And the thing is, because I'm like that, my kids are real easy going with stuff.
Your kids are easy going because you're lucky. You are a pushover as a father.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
they repay that by.
Don't you open your fucking mouth over there.
They repay that.
I'll
But
get up
hold
and
on,
I'll
let me
knock you
finish
the
that.
fuck out.
They repay that by being awesome fucking kids. So
Yeah.
it's give and take. If they were pushover and wise asses, I know you wouldn't have that. I don't mean you would do anything dumb or something, but I know that you wouldn't have that. Like no, like all those kids just happen to be great. And sometimes you have to be reminded that you have 3 great kids, not one.
Yeah.
Someone's got the one good kid, the one who's meds on meds, and then the one fucking jadrul who's like selling heroin. You happen to get fucking 3 that are all on point. You struck the lottery, trust me.
And
Without-
Pablo's are too.
And
well,
if
he hates the little one supposedly acts like a.
buster's a ball buster. But if
She
you're
really boost.
She's not. She's a
But if you
sweetheart.
just-
See, pushover.
I know.
See, me, when we went out to dinner, his littlest one was running around the table. I was like, you're all kicked out of here. Get that kid under control or get out of my party. And yo, man, I'm keeping it a buck. If my son starts wilding, we out, man. Like, he ain't going to be bad. You're not going to be bad. You're just not. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm going to talk to you. When you're 2 years old, I'm going to talk to you like you're Kubrick.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm going to try to discuss things with you like you're fucking Nietzsche.
Well, the thing is, when little kids act up at a restaurant or something, it's not on the kid; it's on the parent. So you take that kid out of there. If your little kid can't handle being in that situation, which, by the way, a lot of times I can relate to because I don't want to be in the fucking situation.
Right.
So then you take the kid out. It's not on the kid.
I don't believe you should take your child anywhere until they're 18.
I agree.
I'm with that.
I don't want to sit there while you're yelling in my fucking ear. Tonight, me and my mom's is the diner before tonight's session, and there's a child. I don't know if it's a baby screaming in my ear. The kid doesn't want to be there. The mom isn't attentive.
That's
Go the
that's
fuck
key
outside,
there. That's
man.
the key there. That's the key.
Now, when I wanted to stab Pablo's child, he gave Chrissy the look, and she took the child and dispersed of it. Well, then shit got sweet. Because I was like, yo, man, sorry. I don't know how to use chopsticks, but I'll stab your kid with one. Get the fucking kid out of here. Because we're trying to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, I never had that, so I can't.
Yeah, you're
I
getting
shouldn't
all
even
riled
be-
up at
I
me.
know, I shouldn't even be speaking on this.
Why
honestly.
not?
Because I never had that situation, because my kids...
She was running in circles around the fucking Chinese table while I'm trying to feast.
Oh my god!
You're like yelling a weird thing. Like, and I was like, yo, man, like, who invited you?
I didn't invite her.
I don't know. I can't say anything. I didn't. My kids never did that.
Right, for 3 days, I want them to be evil, and then we'll come back to this.
Yeah, I take back what I said because I don't have the experience to speak on it.
You have more than me. I'm just telling you.
No,
like,
I don't, because my kids never did that stuff.
I mean, it's like this.
But like, I remember when me and Kathleen would go, and let's say Xavier was a baby, if he started, doing baby shit and started yelling and screaming, one of us would take him outside until he cooled out, and then you bring him back in, and then
through all the jokes, of course, I'm joking. That's exactly
No,
what
of
Pablo's
course.
wife he did.
Of course.
No, it's like the kid was being a kid,
Right.
So you're being a kid. And you go, but no, I'm talking about the people that don't do that. Like, I'm
Yo,
gonna let
there's
this kid
motherfuckers who
wild
will-
out.
Yeah, there's motherfuckers who will just sit there
Yo,
and
this is-
fucking eat and whatever. and it's
they're
like,
conditioned to not hear it.
The kids putting spaghetti in your coffee.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna have to fuck your kid up. I'm gonna have to get on my Bernie Mac shit. I will fuck a kid up. Once you become 1 year old, I believe I can punch you in the throat.
Him
And if it's like a regular restaurant, I could deal with it. But like, weren't you at a steakhouse? and some kid was losing his
See,
shit.
that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, yo, man, Frank, we talked about this shit before. If I'm in Butcher and Singer and your
Right.
kid's yelling,
Right.
like now I'm gonna have to stand up and
Right.
regulate.
It's
I'm
not
looking at free
McDonald's.
dessert
No,
out
I'm
of
gonna
that.
keep it $1.50, dog. I was at a diner with my mother tonight. This kid was wilding out. I bought that. I went to a diner.
Right.
It was a white trash family with a white trash baby. The baby looked white trash. The baby was like 14 months old, and its life's already over.
Yeah.
Oh my
It had
God.
all of the makings of
It's like smoking already.
Its life was doomed. It had a cigarette
Yeah.
and a chain wallet. it was 14 months old.
And a tribal tattoo.
Wife beater.
So
Yeah.
me and my mom like do the gimmick where we look at each other and we go, we gonna buy this L because saying something is gonna end up with me
Right.
duffing the father. Then the kid's traumatized because he got beat up by the big fat mean man with the tattoos and he's gonna shake in his bed. Now, like you said, there's been time, like if I go to Butcher and Singer, if I go to Vetri, if I go to places where the bill is gonna be $1,000 and the kid is wilding out in there, I got no choice but to regulate you. And I'm gonna walk up to your table. I'm not gonna fucking raise my voice. I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, Pop. How you doing? I hope you all having a good night. Look, see this kid? This kid's ruining my good time. You got two choices. You could walk the child out front, take care of them because they need attention, and clearly you're not giving them enough attention, or I'm gonna beat monkey shit down your leg because this is my mother's birthday, and my mom's the only woman I care about.
Well,
It's her and my son's mom and my bambino, and you're violating all three of them in some way. Why is a child in this place that costs a $200 steak? Why is a child here?
see, that was
Am I crazy?
No, that was my point I was trying to make. A lot of people will focus on the kid. It's not the kid. The
It's
kid's
not the
being
kid.
the kid.
Of course.
It's the fucking parents who ain't spending the who ain't.
But I'm reacting from what is that called? A very I'm not sure what the word is. I'm just reacting, so I'm using the word the kid.
Sure.
Of course it's the parents.
Sure.
Of course, like what, you know what I mean? This kid that was screaming tonight was probably cranky before they left.
Right.
It's 8:00 on a Thursday night. Like, first off, why
Bedtime.
your baby ain't sleeping?
Right.
Right.
Like my son knocks out at a certain time every night, wakes up at a certain time every day. You know what I'm saying? When we out, you don't scream, throw shit at people, walk up, punch motherfuckers in their nuts. Like, yo, I'm gonna fuck your kid up, man. I'm gonna do what you didn't do. So whatever with all of this.
Yeah, we
The
still haven't
reason
even
is
Pablo's Cheapo Tip of the Week.
So yeah, so I'm angry dad.
Angry dad.
I'm making lunches. Got to make 3. So I lay out all the shit. You know what I'm saying? So right
I
now,
don't. How do you do this?
So right now the cipher's
all
easy.
the bread slices.
Right. So right now the cipher is peanut butter and whatever. Could
All
be
right.
Peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and Nutella.
Okay.
But that's what everybody likes.
All right.
So far,
They
I'm
all
getting-
like it. No problem.
I'm getting no complaints.
No
so I'm not
complaints.
even asking now
Right.
if they
You
like
just
it or
on
not.
you're like a machine.
Right. So we do I do the bread gimmick. The oldest 2 get a full one. The youngest one gets a half.
Bet.
She fucking it's too much.
Sure.
I see. Well, that's the other thing. If I check lunches on the way home, on the way back, she's not eating. I lose this shit right there.
Oh my God.
Those 3 grapes you didn't eat. What the fuck? That's fucking 3 grapes right there. I'm eating. Literally, I'm eating it I'm eating it in a wallet. Fucking pissed off.
Come on, man.
Why? Let me ask you a question.
What?
Let's say you packed yourself a lunch for
Me.
Yeah, you
person- yeah.
for you
Okay.
know, the same lunch,
Right.
And it got to be noon. You're at work. You eat most of the lunch, but you don't want to have the second half of the peanut butter sandwich that you made.
Right.
Why is it a problem if one of your children, who are people, decided that they didn't want to, they weren't hungry anymore, so they didn't eat the last little bit of
Can
whatever?
you tell him what's wrong
Yes. He paid for that.
with that? No.
He-
what's wrong with that is that scenario will never happen with me. Because I'll fucking be full and still eat that other half. I'm not taking an L on that other
Hold
half.
on, but was I right? But you paid for
I
it.
pay for that.
So he's like, these fucking little fucking people
Right.
ain't paying for this. He is. Why, man? Isn't that the correct
Well,
term?
my wife
sounds funny.
Well, my wife puts the dinner plate gimmicks out. I know one of my daughters only eats half, and they'll still fucking fill up her plate, and then she'll eat a little bit and then fuck with the food. So I can't even like be like, I'll usually do like the old head grandpa, but give me your plate.
Give me your plate, but they ruin it for you.
She fucks with the food so much that I'm like, I'm not even eating it. Throw it the fuck out.
Do you say throw it the fuck out?
In a PG version.
No, but
in my head, I'm saying.
All right, because that's important too. Because I know that the OG is sort of. I don't know how much you curse around your kids.
Oh, I curse a lot around my kids.
No, because I'm curious. With Planet, shout out to Planet. His kids are like yours. All 4 of them, all good, great, literally the perfect children.
Yep.
And we're like animals around them. Well, I'm saying we're. I'm not implying Planet and his wife, but like me, I just forget. And you know what I mean? Yeah. I would forget around you. I just forget. Like I was like, what the fuck? I was cramped up in the car because my son's mother's got a VW, and my knees are hitting the gimmick. So my knees were hurting. I'm like, what the fuck? And Marciano was like, what the fuck? Fuck, man.
I'm not uptight about that. I never was uptight about
Right, and your kids are perfect. Planet's not uptight about it.
Yeah.
And his kids are perfect.
Right.
I find it crazy because Pablo, who is a square, runs a square house. And I want to have a sit down with him and be like, the way you run the square house sometimes turns against you, but he'll tell me, no, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't raise kids, and I don't have a square job, and blah, blah, blah. That, like, don't ever say a curse around nowhere. That shit can end up flipping its script on you, dog.
It's
like, I
in
just
my
function how
opinion.
I function.
Right.
Is it cool to say fuck around your kids? No. But the shit happens,
Right.
and it's like, my son, me and my son watched the Gennady Golovkin fight with me. That was like the proudest moment of my life. I'm running, rip the fucking right, throw the fucking left, and I'm dumbing out. And he says it, and his mom wants to kill me.
Yeah.
But that's because he's a bambino. He's gonna grow out of that.
And
Like,
secretly, little kids cursing is like the best thing.
oh yeah, I mean for us.
So you're not really motivated
I
to
feel
stop
like Pablo's
That's
ODing on the square shit.
My-
like
my-
OD on the
Yeah, my
square shit.
3-year-old niece is running around. Fucking iPhone. Yeah, like she made that up.
I
She's
think
like,
Pablo is
it's
doing
not-
My brother say
the
that.
what's that called? The shelter gimmick, and sometimes it bites you in the ass.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Sometimes there's still very little.
I'm just not uptight about words. I've told them before, like, I don't want you cursing at each other. You ain't calling each other names. You're not cursing at each other. But if they say fuck once in a while, I go, hey, and that's the end of it. Like, I'm not uptight about it. It's just
Do
words.
as I say, not as I do.
First of all, my oldest is 15, going to be 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to tell him what the fuck he can say and what
I
he
mean, my
can't
brother's
say? You know
kids
what I
are
mean?
mid-20s, and then the youngest one's 19. I'm like, yo, we ain't at the point where telling you whether or not to curse or not, but don't curse at us.
Yeah.
There's a big
If you
difference.
curse
It's a
at
whole
us,
different world.
cursing and cursing at us.
Yes.
You know
There's
what I'm
a
saying?
big difference in that.
A
There's
huge
big-
difference.
I would never curse at my kids.
Right.
But I have cursed in front of my kids.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
No, when I
just
said
today.
what the fuck, it's because I hurt my knees.
Right.
Like, yo, I would be mortified if I cursed at my son. Like, I would hate myself.
I would never, ever curse at my kids.
No.
But I definitely have said, well, what the fuck are we having for dinner then?
Well, he was
You know what I mean?
smashing
Shit
like he
that.
was smashing an airplane into the Xbox, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But it wasn't him.
That's
it was
different.
a question.
That's
it was
different.
I
Yeah.
was genuinely asking him.
Seriously, what?
I'm just
No,
not-
I was trying to ask him what the fuck are you doing because I wanted him to explain
Right.
how he thought the airplane
Right.
was in the Xbox.
Right.
So Pablo,
My kids are not ignorant of curses.
I
But
look.
there's
Yeah,
plenty of
'cause you
time.
can't kayfabe that
There's
all the
plenty
time.
of time.
You
for
curse
them to
more
start
than
cursing
anybody.
And what have you.
no, what I'm saying
I'm
is,
not saying I'm right or you're wrong. I'm
no, I
just
feel
telling
like
you where my
I feel
head's
like
at.
I just came off as attacking you. Trust me, you're a better parent than I could ever be. I'm just saying, man, you know how we came up? Like the shelter shit doesn't work either. The be a white trash retard shit. That shit doesn't work. Your kid will be a junkie. But the OD on the like, everything is how it is in the SpongeBob movie. Like, that ain't fucking working either. Because Your oldest is creeping up on a couple years in high school, and then the shit's gonna hit.
I mean, they're
fan.
all on the internet now, so all bets are off.
Yeah, all right, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's what you don't get.
All right, no, okay. So you're laying out the sandwiches now.
So I do the sandwiches. I got
Yeah.
the peanut butter and whatever, and this is every day.
Every day,
Same meal.
5 days, not
5
every
days
day.
a week.
Suckling.
5 days a week. And then we
my
do.
kids have the same thing every day too.
And then we do either an apple or a grape.
Right.
We do a fruit
One,
gimmick.
one grape.
Delicious.
10. I do 10. 10 per kid.
Now, if they eat seven,
Do
Wait.
you count the grapes?
10
I count the
grapes?
grapes.
Wow.
no, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
I don't. All right, look.
Wow.
You should weigh them.
Are you shooting or are
I'm
you working?
dead serious. I don't understand what's so wrong about that. You guys enamor me by being so enthralled with this.
Wow.
You count 10 grapes.
10 grapes, or I have I get one apple,
Yeah.
and I have the
The gimmick
presser.
that slices it. Yeah, yeah.
So then I do each person gets two, and then whoever in the mood whoever's not pissing me off will get an extra third because it cuts it in.
Oh my God!
What's it cut it in?
7? 2 to 7 pieces.
Yo,
cuts it in,
Sicko
right.
just took his glasses
Oh,
off. 'cause
hold
he's-
on here, son.
Yo, man.
Right, cuts it
Yo,
in
man,
eights. Cuts it in
I
eights.
have to be honest with you, man. I just have to tell you how much I love you, bro. I mean, it's like
Me too.
I love you so much
Me
for the
too.
entertainment. I mean, I'm honestly tearing
You're
up.
tearing up.
I'm tearing up because it's half laugh, half how much I fucking love you, man. For your willingness to be honest and how, the hilarity. I'm literally tearing up.
10 grapes.
All right. So if the lucky one gets the extra piece
So,
of
so
the
I
apple.
did the math. There's 8, cuts it into eights.
I thought it was 6, so maybe I got a different gimmick. Maybe that's an adult John, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Freak Jones.
So right, 2, 4, 6,
a
and then
freak
there's
zone.
2 extra ones. And if I'm really in a good mood, I'll maybe cut it with a fucking. I'll cut that one and give the other one a little something.
All right. You're breaking her off
Right.
if she was behaved.
And then the third food group is the carbohydrate, which is usually goldfish, and that's a free for all. That one I don't count. That just goes in until
for
I'm
you,
done.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Right.
We're
So you're
packing
not-
the same lunches here.
I dig
We're on
it.
the same
I
thing.
dig it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a water that has to be packed, and then a snack,
A what?
a water.
Water.
You gotta bring your own water.
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 Water down by the creek.
So it's just a gimmick that you steal from my shows? Just a spring water.
No, fuck you. I don't use fucking. We already know I don't do the bottled water.
Right.
We get the thermos Johns.
So it's from the tap.
No, I got the fridge. In the fridge, it gets the filter.
The filter, yeah, the Brita.
The gefilter.
Like the
Gefilte
soup
fish.
thermos deal.
Smaller. They make them in like a million sizes now.
Is it the gefilte, Pablo?
That's fucked. But I don't want to waste. So that's fucked that you don't just buy a 36-pack of the gimmick for $3.
Hates
it
the
gefilte?
plastic.
Yeah.
Literally, that's
Killing
one of the
turtles.
best deals you get.
Yo,
is
my mom
I
came
know.
home and was like, yo, bust it.
Yep.
She bought me Star Wars water, right? I was like, yo, that's Star Wars water. That was like $15. She was like, 3 clams, 36 of them.
Yep.
There's 2 in my
Water
trunk.
from Tatooine.
I was
Yeah, the
like, yo,
Poland
hold on,
Spring-
let me find out.
The Poland Spring deal's like $4 for like 9,000
Yeah.
of them. in a case.
For $1 million, he's
Yeah.
not doing it. He's not doing
He
it.
doesn't want to ruin
As
the
we're
Pacific
speaking,
River.
2 dolphins just died. I hope you're happy with yourselves.
I love that he's trying to put over that he's environmentally conscious.
Right,
With an
right.
SUV.
Right.
A brand new SUV.
Right.
You're killing more dolphins.
That
I don't know
shit-
how. I'm just
Yeah,
putting
I'm killing the deer on the
You're
way
killing
up
the
the
deer.
road.
The deer that you know that you didn't care that you killed.
But the Pacific River is clean,
The Pacific
damn it.
River.
Green Pablo is mid card for life. That
There has to come a point where you decide in the show that you're not going to sell that because no one's buying it.
Yeah,
I'd like to.
It's not
I
even
would love
mid card. It's like
Love to.
second match.
Just
Yeah,
the
like
water,
he's not a jobber.
Green Pablo.
the water bottle.
You're
thing.
getting put over in the second match, so that's not a
Yeah,
jobber.
right?
But,
you're yeah.
all right,
but nobody
so
cares.
continue,
Everybody's still
please.
coming in
I'm
the building
already
at that
exhausted.
point.
So we got that, and then we'll do.
I'm
I know, we
I'm
haven't even
peaking
gotten
right
to
now.
the fucking tip
Not
yet.
even-
I'm peaking because I'm
Right.
peaking right now.
Yeah.
That was a good AO.
And then we'll do a snack, like a chocolate snack or something, like a little Twix bar, some jazz like that.
All right.
Or yogurt. So they go to school with that, all in Ziploc bags. And then I say to them, look, we're having sandwiches all week.
Here we go.
I want them fucking Ziploc bags back.
Here we
We're
go.
using them same shits all week.
There is
What do you wash them?
no
What do you need to wash for? It's the same food going in the same one.
there is no possible way that you're being serious right now.
These,
I think he
children
is.
are
I'll tell you
responsible
this.
for these bags all
I'll
day.
tell you this.
I think he's shooting.
He's told me this before, so this isn't for the show.
Yeah.
I've heard.
I have
so
heard
if
this
he's
one
working
before.
it, I've heard this previously.
The same sandwich is going to go in the same time. The same fruit's going to go in. So I won't mix scraping apples. Okay, let's not be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not be crazy. Did he just say that?
Yo, my man, you're being crazy. Yo, do you know how cheap it is, dog, for a Ziploc bag? Do you know how cheap?
I could keep a whole box of 500 going for like half a year.
A half a year? If you're recycling them, you can keep them till these kids are in college.
We go a week. I mean, I don't want germs to spread, so we do it the whole week.
Your son, they're going into a fucking school. You know how many kids out there are sickly, man?
Germs with snot on their hands, probably.
You know how many kids are touching your kids' hands?
I'm saying,
Do them a favor, throw that shit.
Yo, man, look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put this out there.
Put it out.
No, I'm being real. This isn't part of the show.
Okay.
This is a shoot. I can't speak for everybody, but I think I can. Will everyone put up $1 a week to buy these children?
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Because what you are doing and what you think is
those bags are harboring infestation.
Imagine the cretins that they go to school with.
Just the one cock gig. Let me see your lunch.
Let me see your lunch.
Pick
Where
his
are they
nose.
putting
Picked his nose, had his
They
hand
go back
up.
in their lunch bag. They have the gimmicks like Jeff was saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay,
Yeah, but once here's the thing. So they got
And
those
then here
lunch
goes
bags.
Gavin again, somehow trying to defend it.
No, I'm not defending. I'm not going to defend this.
What is the word? Undefendable?
Indefensible.
This cannot be defended.
I'm not
Absolutely.
actually defending this. When they put those open bags that had the shit in them back into those lunch bag cooler gimmicks, that's getting all kinds of fucking bacteria, shit,
harboring
whatever.
infestation.
Yeah.
What if I
See,
told
he's
you I
giving it
sprayed
too
it with
much
Lysol
credit.
real quick? The bags. It kills 99.9% germs.
that's what it says.
Then their food's going to taste like Lysol,
I
man.
ain't eating that shit.
Not to mention
I
it's
care.
poison.
Oh my fuck.
And it's killing the environment.
Dollar a week.
Aerosols are not good for the
That
environment.
Lysol's bad for the environment. That
Yes,
you say you're
aerosol, ass
protected.
wipe.
It's all about the germs. The germaphobe supersedes the retentive.
You're a germaphobe. The worst thing you can do is have them come back with them bags. They're filled with germs.
The Lysol kills it all. It's a win-win.
What
Can't
does
use
the
Lysol
Lysol.
near
the
food.
Lysol is near their
It's on the
food?
outside.
What the fuck is
So what
happening?
about
Oh my
We've
God.
we've just crossed into a whole realm
This is
of
twisted.
this? Isn't being
I
cheap
hate-
anymore. We have now got into mental illness.
easily.
I believe it was last episode or the one before where he said, "I'm ill."
It's a sickness.
It's a sickness. Is what he said.
Now we're getting into
Now we're delving.
it. We're delving into it. Now, if you're working us, that's corny.
I'm telling you, I've heard this before.
No. I don't mean the idea, but I'm talking about if this guy's putting Lysol on it, he should be on medication.
It's a health hazard.
I think
If
he's
you
worse
believe,
than that.
if he's working the
The
Lysol,
Lysol goes on in the lunch bag, not on the food or the baggies.
but it's still
But it's
there,
still-
man. That's like not for that type of shit,
No,
bro.
it's not.
It's for everything. You don't read the bottle. It does everything.
Wow. It's not
You can
baking
brush your teeth
soda.
with this
Yo,
shit.
I don't have to read the bottle because my son's not going to school with that
For
bullshit,
like,
man.
okay,
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed
Xavier
to
was
eat
sick
it.
today. He was home sick today,
Should you give him Lysol?
so he puked in the trash can in the bathroom.
Yes. Good job.
When I cleaned it out, I sprayed it with Lysol. so
Sure,
that I'm
my
not
man.
catching the stomach
That's
virus
normal.
if he has it, whatever.
Okay.
That's what I feel like you use Lysol for. It,
Right.
not
You don't use it to clean
spraying
food.
it inside or on the lunch bag.
Can I add on to this? Let's say you continue to do this thing that we're telling you shouldn't. Okay?
This is okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna
Go
say
ahead.
I'll
Yeah.
let you talk right away.
Right.
You have to stop the Lysol thing. That's just from a health. Like,
What am I
forget
supposed to clean the lunch bags with then?
Honestly, I
The
don't
lunch-
have an.
the lunch,
no, bro.
not
I'm
the
being
bag.
honest. I don't have an answer.
Okay.
I just know it shouldn't be Lysol.
A
They
damp
sell,
paper
like-
towel with a little bit of like just regular dish soap.
They
Or,
sell-
you know the probably a butt wipe.
No,
would be
like
safe,
hand
right?
wipes.
Sure, yeah.
You
Right.
know those like
They
I got
sell.
them.
I get these
Of course,
wipes.
but you know how they don't call them butt wipes?
Baby wipes.
They should call them butt wipes. Baby wipes are the greatest thing. And for any touring artist,
Yeah.
They make
call
the
'em-
same thing, but they
wipe
just call
'em
it
da-
disinfectant.
disinfectant wipes. Bro, honestly, that Lysol shit, man, is not good.
wanna-
And he's smiling like we're doing this for the show. He's
You wanna-
blown my mind at this
Absolutely.
point. I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
have
give you
gone
a little-
so far.
I want to give you a tip, Ao.
But we have to go back to the the things where we're gonna buy these children bags.
Send your donations too.
No, I'm going to come with a bag of 1,000, and if he repeats them, I'm gonna ask his wife.
If you put those lunchbox gimmicks into the freezer, it kills off any bacteria that it may have gotten during the day.
I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Cold will always
Because
kill
I'll tell you
bacteria.
how I know that. Jackie
I didn't know that either. So
Jackie hit
again,
me to that
not-
because you know how in the bottom compartment you put the ice block so it keeps their drink
Yes.
cold thing? Okay. Well, Kaylee forgot one weekend to take
I don't
the
even know
thing
what they're
out.
talking about. Do you?
There's two separate compartments in these lunchboxes. There's the big ones where you put the sandwich and the fucking blah, 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 blah. And there's a little zipper thing in the bottom where you put their juice or fucking whatever.
And it stays cold?
And, well, you put it in with like a
Some
ice.
come with like the gel ice packs.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
put it in with an ice pack and it'll stay cold.
It stays all
So
Kel.
Kaylee
Does
one-
it? It's all Kel?
It's all Kel.
Yeah, so Kaylee one Friday forgot to take the ice pack out. So and I didn't why would I check it fucking over the weekend? And come
Please tell me
Monday,
it melted all over your pants. Please tell me
no,
melted
it
all over
doesn't
your
melt
pants.
like that. It just
Oh, it's a gimmick. It just decompresses.
Yeah. So over the weekend, it got all fucking like, oh fuck. When you took it out, I was like, what the fuck? But Jackie's like, yo, put it in the freezer. It kills off everything. After it being in there overnight, you won't smell nothing. It fucking kills off all the fucking. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Puts it in the freezer. Takes it out. It's like it's new. It's fucking bizarre. But it kills all the bullshit that fucking builds up in it.
I don't know what to say because he said some things tonight. I didn't. Again, the thing about Professor Pablo is you think he can't one up himself, and he just. It's really
He
like
two-ups himself.
No, I
I
mean,
thought
think-
this one was a minuscule one.
No, this
That's
one was
why
disturbing.
you're so brilliant.
I'm more into the candle one than this one. This one's fucking out of control.
This
man.
is scary.
This is out of control.
This is like when your favorite artist, you think they peak, and you're like, that's the best they can do, and then the next album one-ups it, and you're like, wow, man, this is why this band is the greatest band ever, and this is why he
Is
is
the
the
greatest.
greatest person that ever lived. And if you continue to do this,
yeah,
it
like,
will create a rift.
I don't know how he's topping this one.
Well, then
Because now I'm mixing this with bro country. I'm just getting over that. Like, remember I put out.
that's why I didn't want to sing. I wanted.
Well,
to,
no, I put out statements like, "Yo, man, I'm reevaluating our relationship," and then I realized, bullshit. No, I'm not. This dude's my brother. He's been in the trenches with me, and right when I think it's back to normal, bam.
It's all
Bam!
twisted up.
I'm
You got
fucked
Ziploc
up.
bags for days.
He's a fucking walking leftovers.
I was just gonna say he's the leftovers of Friends.
He's the leftovers of humans.
Jesus.
He's the leftovers of people.
That was
So you're
weird.
saying in reality I'm the only guy left on Earth?
Yes, you're definitely the only guy left on Earth doing shit like
Doing this
this.
shit like
Oh my god.
So
Have a
what will
Lysol
happen
sandwich.
for the next episode? And I'm promising this, whether these guys agree or not, because my mom's a gypsy. She's everywhere. We will take pictures of me bringing in a box of 1,000. What
Lunch
are they
bags.
called?
Ziplocs.
Ziplocs in this room. Next episode, I promise that the pictures will be here, and then we're gonna see what he does with them, because that's a whole other thing. Because he's gonna take them,
Right.
no doubt.
Right.
But then is he going to recycle them?
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna write on them from Uncle Vin to be thrown out.
You're gonna write on all 1,000 of them?
No, on the box where they see it, and they're gonna be like, "Well, Uncle Vinny said," and then you're gonna have to explain to them why you're a bad human being.
Put a camera crew in his house.
Well, I guess that's been.
Pablo's Cheapo Tip of the Week.
Can I give you a bonus? Can I give you a bonus?
You honestly, you're welcome to give bonuses look, honestly, you have free reign more than anybody on this podcast.
Okay.
Because everything you say is golden.
What am I drinking right now?
Jokes aside, it looks like a Pepsi, a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Do I like Diet Coke?
No.
Oh my
I fucking
God.
hate Diet Coke
But
because you have to buy bullshit for parties that you don't really drink.
wait. What do you mean,
You
like
have
for
a party.
kids?
You got a party. You got like overweight people. They like to drink this stuff.
Oh, God.
What, I will just address one thing you said. It is comical how the fattest person in the room always drinks the diet soda.
That's going to save them.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Just have a fucking water.
You're still
Right.
drinking soda. It's hard.
So anyway, you
water,
gotta
man, not
buy all
water.
kinds of
Water.
bullshit. You gotta buy fucking Sprite, Coke,
Sure.
iced tea, the whole
The
gamut.
whole gimmick.
A
Right.
variety.
So 90% of the time, people don't drink this shit.
Right.
So it's just in my basement.
Right.
So I'm looking at this shit in the basement, and I'm
And
like,
it's eating at you,
yeah, it's
right?
got to get drankin'. So I'm-
Drankin'.
Not drankin'.
Yo, man. Yo. Is that the
What is going on? It's not even a word.
No, is that the relative of the
Absolutely
dragon?
incredible.
Is that a relative of the dragon?
Unbelievable.
Is
I like
is that Puff the Magic Dragon? Puff the Magic Dragon lives by the cheap. All right, so what you're
so
telling
you will
me
continue.
is you went to the basement,
Yes.
saw a bunch of Diet Cokes,
Yes.
frustrated the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Now you're drinking them.
Not
'cause you
pouring them
can't-
down the drain, drinking one every episode.
Wow.
Hating it. This is the worst fucking.
Now
who drinks
this
this?
can't be. This. Gavin is no selling all of this, and it's upsetting me.
I'm twisted up about the bags, man. I don't like where that went. I don't think
What
it's
about
okay.
the fact that the most grotesque thing in the world is a diet soda in his basement? And he's like, can't let these go to waste.
Can't even save them
know.
for the next party situation and give them to somebody.
After a while, you got to get rid of
No,
them. You got to
I
cut the cord.
bro, just
I just
throw
throw
them
shit
out,
out,
man.
man.
Throw it out, man.
They will get drinking every week.
Drinking.
Bro, relieve yourself of the inner
Burden.
It's a waste.
so.
If I could put them on Craigslist for free and have people come by, I would feel happy about that.
Why don't you? All right, how about this?
I don't want freaks. Coming
Why
to my
don't you
house.
bring everything here to the studio?
I don't think it's big enough.
No, the little back room,
Okay.
and everything will get everything.
Drankin'.
Drankin'.
Everything will get puffed the magic drinking. Someone will take that eventually. Am I right or wrong, Stallone? There's a couple sodas.
Someone's
there's a couple
gonna
this and
drink
that.
it. Yeah.
Someone just bring it here, man. Free yourself. Free yourself of of what's going on inside you, man.
All
There's a
Freak
lot.
Jones.
Anyway,
Well,
that's my bonus.
Come
That's
back to
been
our
Pablo's.
Cheapo tip of the week.
Buddy, you never disappoint.
Wow.
Ever.
I don't clap for shit, and I clap for that. That was a good one.
Wow. I
Well done,
I mean,
sir.
I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be difficult for me to move on from that.
Absolutely.
Because he gave me not like between the Ziploc bags, the soda, all of that. I'm still wrapped up. But what Pablo does a very good job of is handling the mailbag. The mailbag, we have a new email address for. I know we've been giving email addresses every week and they've been different, and we apologize for that. But the new address and the address from now on is info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. Once again, info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. You can write us anything. Write Cousin Frizz about guns, you could ask us about guns or gear, ask the OG about tattoos, ask Sicko literary questions, Pablo cheap questions, Scott about engineering things. He probably won't answer because we don't want to give away our secrets that we do here.
Yeah, all the secrets.
We don't want you to know all our secrets. But Pablo, from what you told me earlier, you didn't tell me the questions, but you said that there's been a couple good ones.
Yeah, they're getting there.
That you feel are good. So they're
Yeah.
not great, but you feel. I know someone named Correct wrote you last.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What up, correct?
So yeah. So I did. Was curious to see what he would think, given the allegations presented to him in the last episode.
And from what I heard, he took it like a champ.
He did.
He did. Because
He
I
did.
was like, yo, maybe because he's busting balls, so he might,
Right.
you know what I mean? But he was like, yo, bring it on. Hey, yo.
Yeah, and I guess the rumors weren't true. That I heard on the strip that he was, taking care of boxers. He is on the up and up. So I just like to say for the record, my information was wrong. You
All
know what
right,
I'm saying?
bet.
So with that, here's another.
He's not a male prostitute,
no,
is what you're saying?
No. Someday he'll be the next Eric Dundee or whatever.
Wow.
Who is that?
Who's the boxing coach?
You mean Angelo Dundee?
Eric Dundee.
Dundee. Wow, he took Angelo
Bill
Dundee.
Dundee.
Wow,
Bill Dundee.
pop,
The
huge.
the
pop.
brother for the crocodile guy.
Freak Jones.
Wow.
So he has another question, Mr.
That's
Correct.
not a knife.
His and this falls into the sicko realm too. So Pablo, are you going to see the new Star Wars? And if you are, will you be bringing a lightsaber to shove up your ass while watching?
I'm gonna throw something to Cousin Frizz. Half of the question was serious, and half of it was a ball of boost. What would you do if you were Pablo? Right. What would you do if you were Pablo? Would you answer that?
I would absolutely answer.
So,
to the fullest extent.
is the plan, because you and I have spoken about this, we're going to see this movie, but I'm not going the night it comes out.
I already got my tickets with
All right,
wifey.
that's why you're so corny. You're
Freak
sit with
John.
everybody all jammed up. It's gonna be all
I had
jammed
a
up.
day off. It's
It's gonna be all crammed.
Yeah,
in
it's gonna be
there.
all crammed up and banged up in there.
Everyone's
I'll
gonna be
probably
all
have to- I'll probably
riled.
All
just
right. So what was the first part of the?
Am I going to see Star Wars? Yeah, I got my tickets.
Yeah.
for the day
Now,
before
will you
Christmas
stick
Eve.
a lightsaber up your ass while you watch?
I might. I do like a little ass play.
What color?
Maybe
Red or
not
green?
in the
What
movie
color?
theater.
What color?
Red, green, or
Are you
blue?
with Force?
Mace
What side of
window
the Force?
purple, baby. Mace window purple.
All right. So correct.
Window.
He will be sticking it up his ass. Mace window.
Mace window.
Not window, Mace
I
window.
hate Star Wars, and I even know that's wrong.
All right.
You're fake. All right,
Moving on.
That was fun. All right, this one is for the crew from my boy No Stayer. What's your opinion on the band Discharge? It seems like a lot of musicians list them as an influence, but music fans don't really know about them.
First off, no stayer. This is my friend Mick. Mick happens to be Correct's brother, who you're busting his balls.
Oh, really?
Yes. Mick is way more like everyone in this room than Correct is. Mick is an OG punk rock kid, closer to
straight?
our age. Is he straight?
Right?
Wow. See, Mick, I'm trying to help you here.
Say that?
OG punk rock, OG hardcore, OG everything. He actually has a band, No Stayer. They sound very similar to the old Nice Record shit, old Motorhead, old UK. I wouldn't call old Motorhead metal. Would
Yeah.
you?
No.
Just like dirt rock.
Yeah.
When seriously, that's what
I've never even considered
Like
most of Motorhead stuff metal.
No, neither do I. But what I'm saying is, but then like earlier argument was, well, what is it? It's
Right,
like
right.
scumball rock.
Is it like power
Dirt
trio
rock.
shit?
It's like scumbag rock. It's like we're a little bit better musicians than punk rockers.
Right. But biker rock.
Yeah, it's like biker.
Early Stooges?
Nah.
Heavier.
Heavier because of the bass tone and how crazy Animal played. So anyway, No Stayer is my friend Mick's band. Check them out. They sound like 70s UK Motorhead shit. His question again was, Pablo, Discharge.
What's your opinion on the band Discharge?
I'm a huge Discharge mark. So if he's saying that they're not particularly revered, to me they are. Some people,
I think they kind of missed in the popular vote in the punk world. People overlook them, or maybe they don't know about them.
yeah. I mean, I personally don't know why. Like, I fucking Discharge is hard.
Yeah.
OG. I mean, this is your lane, bro. And we've talked about when I talk. Who did I bring up? I think sold someone last week. And
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either. I was upset. You sold somebody
On the show? Or
Yeah. You were like, nah, they're good. And I was like, whoa. But Discharge, proceed. No?
Yeah, I like them. I'm not a huge super fan, but I dig them.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot to say about them. I probably haven't listened to them for, I don't know, 20-something years.
I mean, but don't you think that's going to come
It's
up
not-
over and over again in these conversations when people ask us about bands? That we're going to say, I haven't listened to this
no,
band.
well, sometimes, but there's stuff that I listen to still that's 30 years old. Or
But
older,
until you said something to me very recently about Sham 69.
Yeah.
And I probably haven't listened to those records since 95. And not because they're not dope.
Yeah.
Because you just put it back in my head.
Yeah.
And I've said shit to you about rap records where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
let me play that in the shop today, that Eazy-E
Right.
record.
The thing about Discharge that kind of bogs them down too is, I guess it was like mid 80s towards the late 80s, they sort of did that GBH thing where they sort of went into a half-assed kind of metal deal and put out some really not good records.
Okay, I'm gonna combat that with the fact that you two jerk-offs have no problem defending the fact that TSOL did that, though.
Absolutely different.
It's different?
Yeah.
How is it different?
I'm going to explain to you right now. You never allow me to explain it, and I will explain it to you.
First off, I have never cut you off. You're my OG.
My man. the TSOL that went metal was all completely different members. They lost, the original band lost the rights to the name.
Still TSOL.
But it's not.
But it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. It's like none of the original guys were in the band.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
They weren't. It was completely different dudes who threw all kinds of criminal whatnot.
What's his name was in the fucking band with the fucking hairdo?
No.
Yes.
It's not that
No.
guy, Vinny. I'm telling you. They were not in the original band. Yeah. And then when the original dudes all got out of jail and got their lives together, they wanted the name back. And Jack had to take care of some business to get the name back from these dudes who took the name during those metal years.
I have one response to that. No sell.
Well, that's the reason
Fuck
why
that band.
That's the reason why I look at it different than what some of the bands that progressed into metal did.
Okay, and I'm just gonna add this. And I'm not saying that I know this.
Okay.
I'm saying it's a possibility.
Yeah.
When Discharge did those records, I don't know if the lineup switched or not.
I'm not familiar.
because I don't remember.
Personally,
I'm not saying that I'm right and
Yeah.
the sicko's wrong, but I'm saying it's a possibility that everything you're selling me right now on TSOL happened to Discharge
I
too.
have no idea because I'm not hip to those later records at all.
I'm telling
Me
you that
neither.
the early Discharge records should be held in very high regard.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I'm not, and just like you guys won't co-sign those TSOL records, you won't co-sign them because you feel that something happened.
Right.
That I don't believe. You feel that something happened. I won't co-sign later Discharge shit because I don't know what happened.
Right.
I wasn't there.
I don't even know those later records. I
Neither
couldn't
do
name
I.
it to you. Like I wasn't even aware until you just said it.
Oh, yeah,
of what
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like
I
we're
only
probably
know-
like that with most bands. We're probably like, the first three records. That's the that's the
Right.
curmudgeonly, OG, grumpy. We're so punk rock. We're so cool thing to say. I only like the first three records. Guess
Yeah.
what? It's usually true.
But the thing,
No,
No, you're right.
I'm
You're
keeping
absolutely
it a
right.
$1.50, man.
Absolutely right.
How many bands went past three records that still blew your mind?
Right.
This could be another topic.
Right.
This could be the next show. What bands that are legendary went past three records with their genius?
Write that down,
That'd be a
Sicko.
good one.
Write that
So,
down.
Professor Pablo, do you feel that was adequately answered?
Yeah.
Mick, what up? No, check out my man's band, No Stare.
Just the one on the strength of the one album. What is it? Hear Nothing.
Nothing.
That
Hard.
well,
Yeah, I love that record.
It's a great record. So anything else that they did, good or bad, is inconsequential because that record exists. So to answer
Right,
the
Cousin
question,
Flip?
absolutely influential.
Right?
Never heard of them before.
No, I'm just.
Can you do your
Go
Creed
ahead,
singing
Dan.
All right,
again?
Frizz, since you're awake.
I just heard the news today.
Jesus.
Mama,
I love it.
around my world, wide open.
That's
Get the
better than-
fuck out of here, you fucking jerk job. I hope fucking death encompasses you. Fucking blowhard.
All right, Frizz. Then you can add it to this too from Charlie High Roller.
I like that Charlie High Roller already got an ill name.
There you go.
So he's going to ask us about some watch shit or some gun shit, I guarantee.
Close.
Or
Close.
name your top two favorite Jordans between 90 and 99.
That's all you, Paz.
I don't do years, man. Because years
He's-
don't compute in my head. The 3s are the illest, but they look like Iron Sheiks on me. As all of y'all can see, I'm wearing the 4s right now. I prefer the 4s. I like the 8s. I like the chrome 8s. Cousin Frank, you and I were really, when they were coming out, we kind of strayed and were wearing Air Max. Remember? Like we would get the Jordans, but
we would get out of school for summer, and that's when the Jordans will come out. Remember?
But we would bum rush Macy's.
Yes.
We would steal Polo because motherfuckers don't have no money. Cousin Frank, what year was that? What's that bike thing called where me, you, and Pablo were in West Philly? You remember we were sitting on your
the messenger race.
The messenger, remember we
messenger race.
Yo,
yes,
remember?
yes.
Like, yo, that was when we were like, yo, we were first getting tatted because we were young boys, man.
Yes.
And
I was 19 years old.
You had the 95s on.
Yes.
So that would be right then.
That was not, summer.
That's when they first dropped.
Yes, I literally remember. I went to when the Foot Locker was on the 3rd floor in the gallery.
Right.
And they had them. And back then, they were $140. So at the time, that was the most expensive Air Max.
And back then we used to try to outgear each other.
Yes.
Remember that? Like,
yes.
who's got the more illest shit? And then we started being like, yo, let's just still together.
Yeah. I had to work every time sneakers would come out. Like when the summertime was coming and school was out, I was like, all right, Mom, I did good. So if you remember, the Jordans would come out in black and red. Same day. You can get both colors.
Yeah.
So my mom would take me. She would get me both colors. And then I would hit Big Herb up, and he would get me the Air Maxes. Then Aunt Stella, I would hit her up, and she would take me to the Gucci store in Atlantic City because you remember when the Gucci store was next to the Polo store in Center City?
Yeah, of course.
But it was just like luggage and ties.
No, of
they
course.
sold no
that
sneakers.
None of that.
Right.
None of that.
So then she would take me when the Gucci store was up there back then, and then I would get the sneak. So I had a whole angle as to
you worked the angle like I did because my Aunt Midge was like, when my father died, she was basically like, she took over on some, he's so upset about his father, I'm gonna buy him whatever he wants.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like just distract this child. You know what I'm saying? And then when it got into high school, well, then she wasn't gonna do that for so then that's when we started the Vic. Remember?
Yep.
We started. I remember the last sweet Vic I got. I had like 5 Polo rugbies, and I remember running. And when I was huffing and puffing, I was like, yo, I can't boost no more because I'm huffing and puffing. I can't. My cardio's Don Dada. So I either got money, whether legal or illegal, I got to buy this shit legally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I mean, like Homeboy said, with the sneakers, with the Jordans, with the whatever, I mean, we were Air Max dudes. We were Jordan dudes. We still are. This might not be a good answer for the dude. I mean, like I said, the 3s are probably the most popular among sneakerheads. They look mad weird on me.
Yeah.
They look like Iron Sheik boots. The 4s, the Air Max 90s, the Air Max, the Persians, like amazing. What else, Cousin Frank?
When I was wearing Jordans, it was always 3, 4, and 5 for me.
Yeah, you look good in 3s. I look like a bozo. The 4s and the 5s are crazy.
Yeah.
What was Homeboy's name?
His name is Charlie High Roller.
Charlie High Roller. What up, kid? Yeah, so we're gonna ask us more questions because we got the new Prada boots are crazy too. The new Prada boots are crazy, and Ralph Lauren's falling off. Yo, but ask more questions. info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. We got more, Pablo?
We got one more for you.
Oh, here we go.
Ian from Connecticut.
Uh-huh. Oh, I know who this is going to be.
The song End of Days.
Yeah.
One of your most popular on the internet.
Yeah, supposedly the most popular.
Over 10 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Do you believe everything, some stuff,
No.
or nothing on the subject matter
No.
in the song?
No. See, this is where you have to get into a situation where you start throwing ideas at people and saying, listen, don't believe anything. Don't believe what I'm saying, but don't believe what they're saying. So I believe some shit in that record. I'm not going to tell you what part I believe in or what part I don't. Does some of it seem ridiculous? I have a good friend, Jeremy Scahill. He's a writer. He has books on the New York Times bestseller list. We sat back in the stage in New York, and he leaned over in my ear while we were drinking and said, "You don't believe a lot of that shit you said in that song, and that's why I love you." And I cracked up at that. Jeremy Scahill, what up, buddy? And what it comes down to is I'm putting ideas out there. Gavin and I were talking about the moon landing tonight. Correct, sir?
That was last week.
No.
Different conversation.
Different conversation.
Different moon?
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
What did he say?
Different moon.
It's a new,
Did he just say different
Yes.
moon?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the
new moon on Monday?
Yeah.
And not one of us today.
No, I mean like, excuse me. Now he's being grumpy and with nothing to say.
No, I
So now you think the moon exists?
Oh my God.
I'm so spent on Pablo with the Ziplocs.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying to you is when you know sell me, you make me look like a jerk.
What was
We were
talking about the moon landing.
Like we
I was
believe
waiting
there
for
was
you-
something weird there, right?
Oh, I think it was completely weird. I don't.
Possibly a work.
I can't say 100%.
I didn't say 100%. I'm saying is there something in the back? If you watch that footage right now,
that footage is fucked. There's all kinds of weird shit going on in that footage. It's bizarre.
Stallone is laughing at us,
Yeah,
which means so you're 100% think we're paranoid.
Not 100%. No, I mean, I don't believe a lot of shit that I fucking hear.
Isn't it
That's
more?
for
No,
damn
but we're
sure.
going back to the question of what Pablo asked of the kid. He said, "Do you believe what? All of it?
Yeah,
half
I mean,
of it,
End
or
of
some of
Days,
it?"
for people who don't know, is a song that kind of wraps around a lot of conspiracy theories.
I threw shit out there. All right, when I wrote that song, I threw shit out there and see what would stick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I say a mad shit in that song. Some of it I personally believe to be true. Some of it are things that I've heard from people. Some of it are things that are completely ridiculous that I heard from people. It starts with David Icke, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning, who I happen to dig. People think he's loked out. You're smiling, so go ahead.
No, in my head, I'm just like, fuck, we didn't even do recommendations yet.
No, we're going to get right to that.
Right.
I'm going to wrap it up,
Right.
though. What I'm saying is with that particular record, that's my biggest song. But I threw shit out there to say, look, man, you believe the Kennedy was popped with one shot? Look into that. It doesn't mean I said I'm right. You believe that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you say you don't believe in the moon landing, people say, oh, you're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist. Yo, watch that footage, B. This shit looks real suspect.
Yeah, I mean, the crux of a lot of conspiracy people, legit ones are, look, get multiple sources and then make your own decision.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
And I just want to say, I saw you about to say something. I will let you say it, but I will just say this: people, and this applies to Islam, and this applies to what is going on now with Muslims and Islam. When you take something and take it to as far as you can go and loke it out, people will always attach it to that. So now, every Muslim is a terrorist. Now, if I was to say, I think that's a little bit suspect about, you're a conspiracy theorist and everything you say is crazy. You know, how often do you and I talk about things that are considered a conspiracy and we're like, yo, I don't even consider this to be a conspiracy. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
Like, there's no way one shot killed Kennedy. Like, no way.
It's just that
But
people are so ready to accept what they're told, and I'm not saying that sometimes it's okay. Maybe that's the answer.
Exactly.
But
What I'm
it
saying
just
is
comes
when you
down
and
to common sense. Like if it doesn't make sense, there's a reason that you think that. Just because somebody tells you something doesn't mean it's the answer.
What I'm saying is the Kennedy assassination really doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I literally mean that from the bottom of my heart.
It could not have happened that way.
Yeah.
Now, when I say
So if
about the
you're-
skeletons on the moon in End of Days, did I physically see a skeleton on the moon? No, I didn't.
Right.
I've been told that through people who have said that they studied that, so I'm just throwing that out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I believe somebody lived on the moon for 40 years and then died? No. That's not. I'm putting things out there so you can understand that this might not be as crazy as this.
Like, what makes more sense, that we took in 1960 whatever, took however many people, shot them up in a rocket, they hung out on the moon and then came back, or that we were in such competition with Russia to have a space program that we staged something to make us look like we were more ahead of Russia in the race?
Exactly.
Like, what makes more sense?
Exactly.
And what makes more sense to you when I say this to you? Why did we go into Vietnam? And Nixon said it was because Chinese expansion, but there were no Chinese there. And why? How did people coming out with very archaic weapons beat the most strong army, navy? We lost that war. How did we lose that war when we're more adept than anyone in the world? How do we take that out, and why were we there? Do any of you know why we were there? And that's an honest. Do you know why we were there?
Not a goddamn reason.
Does anyone know?
Well, obviously, the point of all war is to make money, first and foremost. We were the end of the 60s was kind of the end of the post-war boom of economy. We were starting to see a downturn that came into being in the 70s. The 70s everywhere, all over America, was depression and an economic downturn. So first and foremost, war creates industry.
No, but what I'm saying is, what Nixon sold was that
Right.
We're trying to stop the expansion of the Chinese government.
Based on the fear of communism.
Of course, that was never going to come here, man.
Exactly.
That was never going to come here. The same thing with quote unquote ISIS ain't coming here, man.
Bottom line, it's American
ISIS ain't
imperialism.
coming here,
Same
man.
thing.
Nobody's taking over. This is a Christian country, baby. It will always be a Christian country. Nothing is getting taken over, man.
Ain't no Bolsheviks coming in here. Think of my land.
My land, he said.
Ain't no Bolsheviks coming
Ain't
in
no
here.
Bolsheviks coming here.
The one thing I wanted to say real quick,
Please.
specifically related to the song,
Please.
and this is just my own personal belief, separating you as a person from you as the artist. As the artist, it's not your job to answer questions; it's your job to pose questions. I think.
I appreciate
That's the job of any artist.
No, I appreciate you saying that. And a part of what we're dealing with now on the podcast and with social media and as we continue to do this is I will have to answer questions that other people didn't.
Certainly.
Like Johnny Lydon didn't have to answer questions in 77 because no one had access to him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
People can just ask me shit on Twitter or call me a faggot or say they'll beat me up. They're not doing either.
No, nobody's saying that.
No, I'm just.
Nobody's doing that.
No. What I'm saying is the freedom to come at me on a social media platform is there. Yo, fuck you, fuck your mother. Like but nobody's saying that in my face because they'll get stomped out. But it's cool to get the answer. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like that wasn't a disrespectful question.
Oh, not at all.
I'm
Not at
answering
all.
it as best I can, but at the same time, you have to understand that I'm putting things out there, man. Like the shit that we talk about every day. Do I think there's something suspect about the moon landing? Of course. Do I think there's something suspect about the bird flu, the swine flu, all of that? Do I think there's something about that? Yeah.
Yeah, just get hip on your own time. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah. If you're coming to me for answers, your life is fucked.
Right.
You're fucked. If you're coming to Vinny for answers, hang yourself.
Wow.
On that note, that's the mailbag right there.
Yeah. And as we always do, every episode, I was hoping this idea would work out and that it wouldn't flop, and it hasn't because so many people have said, yo, those recommendations that you guys did, it was dope and I checked it out. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to do recommendations again, but like I said, it's dope that kids check out what we recommend. So
Definitely.
I think we should keep it going, right? So
Absolutely.
I mean, if people check out what we're saying, then we should keep it going.
Definitely. One of the things that I always kind of forget, because it's really just us in a room here. I have no idea of
The outside world.
right.
Yeah.
But when you start realizing that me and Gavin are older than probably a lot of people that are listening, so stuff to all of us that seems like common knowledge, there's probably whole worlds of people.
No,
that
I mean, it's not
have
just
never
you
heard
and
of it.
Gavin, because me and Frank still
No, I
think
mean,
of
all-
ourselves
I mean,
as young,
all of
and we're
us.
older now. We
All
just,
of us.
No, me and Frank just function as little kids.
I literally
buy
think I'm like
me and
13.
Frank buy sneakers
So
and
do we.
guns and our mama's boys, and we forget that we're older.
The only thing that changed from when we were kids is the guns are real now. Nothing
Yo.
else has changed.
Yeah, the guns are real now. Write that down. That's another topic.
Yeah.
I just like doing the
When we used to play
recommendations.
guns, and
Yeah.
now, yeah.
I just like doing the recommendations because it means we're all talking about cool shit that we like. So,
Absolutely.
so
No, me
whatever.
too. But what I'm saying is, I didn't know if it would fall flat or if people would dig it. And people are like, yo, thanks for recommending that. From Pablo to Scott to everybody, like, people check it out. So I'm gonna go to my OG, and we talked about recommendations on the last episodes. I have no idea what everybody's gonna recommend. So this is kind of intriguing. So OG, tell them what you've been doing.
I'm going to recommend a book that I read years ago, and I recently.
You know how to read?
I do. I think I'd lent you. If I didn't lend you this book, I don't know where it is because I was looking for it earlier.
No, you lost it. I just looked.
Fuck. It's by a guy named Lenny McLean. It's called The Governor.
You gave it to me. I have it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Fair
See,
enough.
I
you
get.
read it?
You go to. Why do you go to me though?
Because
Found
we
it.
trade shit. What are you talking about?
Nah, man. That's
like
kinda,
to.
I'm like. That's
I don't
why
trade
I
with
lost. it.
Sicko. I trade with you.
Who has it?
Yeah, I know, but I just happen to give it to Sicko. We trade more often than me and Sicko do.
Yeah, you got all my gimmicks now. You don't watch them.
I got some gimmicks. So, did you read it?
Not yet. I didn't get through the cast book yet. I was
Okay.
trying to finish that.
Super fucking heavy from England. He was like, he was tied up with the Cray family. He was,
Whoa.
Okay.
he was, he basically took care of business in the neighborhood and sort of got paid to sort of do jobs.
I heard because I'm familiar. Not with.
Yeah.
I didn't read the book, but I heard he did everything with his hands.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Like he'd go over and clobber motherfuckers. Like
No, just like, oh, word, you were the dude that did the thing.
He would
bop.
take care of problems in the neighborhood, and he would also do stuff for pay. And he was like, for a period of time, he was like a bare knuckle fighter guy.
That's why, from what I
Yeah.
knew, everything.
He's also
He
in.
threw his hands like bang bang.
If you ever saw Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking
it.
Barrels,
Love
two
it.
games.
he's the
Top five.
guy in that. He's
He's Harry. Is he Harry or is he Chris?
he's the muscle. Wait,
Chris.
I'll show you.
He's Chris
fucking-
with little Chris.
This dude. No. That's the soccer guy.
Right. If you want to be counting
Yeah.
the fingers that you haven't got.
Yes, heavy.
Right.
He was that dude in real life.
that's
so.
fucking
And his book's
heavy.
awesome. It goes through his whole life from when he was a kid. His father was an asshole. Promised his mother that he wouldn't fucking take out his father until she was dead. And as she's dying in the hospital, he takes the guy out in the hallway and says, "I see you again. I'm gonna fucking clobber you." Like
Whoa,
heavy
whoa,
motherfucker.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
heavy book.
Did he meet his demise in the same way that
Whoa,
the guy?
whoa, man. Yo, man. Settle down.
No.
No. Okay.
Settle down. Everybody's trying to
No,
take
I
it
mean,
easy, man.
Lock, Stock is heavy.
Hey, man, if you want me to ruin the leftovers, I'll do
I
it.
know.
right
We can
now.
go right back to that.
Oh,
I got a whole.
We got
thing I
whole
didn't-
gimmicks.
Yeah,
that's
The
not.
only
that's not a
reason we're
spoiler.
waiting is we're waiting for you.
Jeez.
Dare you?
All right.
Cousin
Wow.
Frank, do you happen to have a recommendation this week?
Yes, check out the trailer for the new Tarantino movie, Hateful Eight.
Looks
I
insane.
saw the trailer.
Insanity.
Looks
awesome.
insane.
I'm drawing a blank right now. Who's in it besides Samuel L? There's like it's an insane.
I
it's
mean,
insane.
I know this is going to sound corny. Everybody, here's Sicko smiling about to say he hates Tarantino.
My next contrarian quarter. How much I hate Tarantino.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
I know.
that's where he might get physically assaulted.
That's
Not
pretty
by
much-
other people, by the room.
That's a
I mean,
violation.
you guys say I'm a jerk off because I certain things
I'm gonna
like.
keep it a buck.
I legitimately like. He's a real
I'm gonna
jerk
keep
off.
it a buck 50 with you. He's more of a jerk off than you. No, I'm gonna keep it a buck. He's way more of a jerk off than you. We didn't kill you tonight.
No, not
We
at
let
all. I'm
you
just
were like,
saying.
yo, I like this guy. That's my deal. They sold tons of records. It's rock and roll. That's what I'm into. He's way more of a hard on than you.
Way more.
Sicko's being, it's even his contrarian angle is being a contrarian. He's a contrarian inside of a contrarian.
Multi-level.
There's
Figure that
levels
out.
let's go ahead, fuckface.
I actually brought mine with me.
I brought mine with me because I'm tired of trying to remember shit off rip.
That too.
Yeah.
Mine is a book again,
I don't know why he pulls it out, Ayo, when it's time to do it.
so I can
Great.
look at it.
Yeah, but why wouldn't it just be ready when I tell you to be ready?
What difference
Suspense.
does it make?
It makes.
Because it's a big giant book. I'm not pulling it out. Hey yo,
Why
Ayo.
wouldn't it be out before?
what difference does it make when the fuck it comes out?
Because
it's out.
Because it takes 30 seconds.
It's 30 seconds. This
Whip
is
it out.
taking 30 seconds.
Shut up.
My recommendation, if you've ever been into the band Joy Division, they
No.
Love,
You're a fucking
love will
right.
tear us apart.
Fucking great band.
that would be their
Great fucking
signature
band.
song, I guess. Their
Well, I
most
was just
well-known.
doing the gimmick since they shut us down.
Yeah.
This is where we would put that song in, but I have to sing it.
That was good.
So what I'm going to do from now
Oh,
on,
I like that.
I'm going to do the gimmick and sing it.
I like that deal.
You got pipes. You're fine.
So I think it was last year that this came out. It's called "So This Is Permanence," which is from Joy Division lyric, and it's
Yeah, we know,
basically
man.
it's for really hardcore fans of the band because it's basically scans of handwritten lyrics, notes on lyrics. It's curated by his Ian Curtis's former wife Deborah Curtis and the writer John Savage.
Anybody, did you see the Ian Curtis movie?
Control.
A few of them.
That was
Which
fun.
I saw
one?
parts of it.
The
I didn't
gimmick,
like it
the
so much.
Control.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm sorry for interrupting your recommendation.
fine.
That was very rude.
No, it's
But
fine.
While you're pontificating upon the book, Control is dope.
Control
Yeah.
is very dope. There are
He
two.
lost control.
There's two really good documentaries. One was done, excuse me, by Anton Corbin, who did a lot of work with the band in
Yeah.
their very first days. Another one was a BBC produced, like a half-hour documentary that focused a lot of things with Joy Division. They focused
She lost
on
control.
Ian Curtis's suicide and blah, blah, blah. There's one really good documentary where it's just talking all about the music. It doesn't make a big deal out of Ian Curtis himself. If you know anything about Ian Curtis in real life, he was kind of a jerk off and he was a piece of shit, like kind of bully to his wife kind of deal.
He did smack her around.
Yeah, and he was real controlling of her. He was real, like,
He lost control.
no pun intended.
When I read her book, it turned me off to him quite a bit.
Absolutely. As a person.
And this is
as a-
where we're getting back to
Yep.
2 hours ago with the Sky Weiland gimmick. Not saying that he did that. It's just the reverence of these people that maybe you love them in his music, and maybe we love them in their music, but don't start.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Don't elevate the
Don't
man.
elevate someone who shouldn't be elevated.
Exactly.
As a human.
Right.
Yo, I'm a Mark all day. Yo, Joy Division all day. All day.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, when I read his wife's book, I wasn't having him anymore, and it kind of changed my opinion of the band a little bit.
I mean, I can
And
see
isn't
that.
that fucked? Isn't that
Yeah,
fucked at
it
the end of the
really
day?
is. It
Yeah.
really
Because you
is.
shouldn't be like that.
Because every time it'll come on, a
You'll
shuffle
remember
or
in the
whatever,
back of your
that's
fucking
what I
head,
think of
and
her
you look
book.
at your daughter,
Yeah.
bro.
Yep.
When you look at your daughter,
Yep.
it was the sweetest girl, and you go, if this motherfucker did that,
Yeah.
I'd cut his fucking
Yeah.
throat
Yeah.
from fucking ear to ear.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's true. And that's
Absolutely.
an awesome recommendation. Dope band. And what was the movie I said? Because that movie
Control?
is dope.
Control.
Is that's not? I don't mean the documentary. I mean the actual
Right.
movie where people play.
Yeah,
it.
they were
Right.
actors.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
That was
Control.
Control. That
That's
movie's
it.
dope.
Yeah, very
That
good.
movie's dope, and they do show him go up in her mouth at the one point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And they show him to be a dickhead. I think
Yeah,
it was pretty.
and look, man, I wasn't there. I was a baby, something tells me that guy was a fucking jerk.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just her side, but when it comes to shit like that, I mean,
but don't you have a feeling in your heart that he was like, I'm so delicate, and everyone,
absolutely.
I'm smarter than everyone, which we do too, but at least we admit it.
Well, this is
I
where
mean,
you're
really, she would have no reason to write bad things about him. She would actually profit more if she was writing
exactly
positive things about him.
exactly.
So if she was looking to cash in some way,
Exactly.
This is one of those times where you're like, yeah, I just don't want to ever.
I just
have
don't.
met.
Man. It's, Yo, man, don't meet your heroes.
Right.
But on the music side, this is a wonderful book. It's one of those oversized hardback kind of coffee table books, and it's literally got scans of the actual handwritten lyrics, his notes. You could see how lyrics to songs that you've been listening to for like 30 years were formed.
Dope.
Transformations they go through. A lot of old flyers for shows. Scans of old zines that kind of first started talking about Joy Division. So it's really for the hardcore fans. If you're a Joy Division person and you haven't checked this out, this is definitely a book for
Hopefully,
you.
we didn't ruin it for anyone. We're talking about Ian Curtis as a woman beater.
No, they have rabid fans.
No, they are. But
I mean, let's be
rock with
realistic.
Gavin, like the second you touch a woman, it takes you off a little bit.
Absolutely,
like, you know.
absolutely. And a lot of his quote unquote control, a lot of his abuse was more mental than anything. He was
Absolutely not. He
very
was
much a bully.
He was a
but
dictator.
Yeah. Plus, he was like a mealy-mouthed English
She
kind
lost control.
He's not a scary dude, so
Is it Ian Curtis or Peter Steele? Yes. No one will get. Like 3 people will get that.
nice.
See, I only like the shit he did with New Order.
I'll give that a 7. That
do
was
your
really
fucking
good.
recommendation.
He was Professor Pablo.
Yo, real quick one.
Hold on, man. Yo, man. You can't just. He wasn't in New Order, man.
Oh, he wasn't?
Professor Pablo.
I take it back.
Do you have a recommendation for
I
this
do have
week?
one today.
Let us go. Let us know, man. What are you into? What are you into?
I peeked up on this documentary I didn't know existed called Filmage,
Okay.
the story of the Descendants and all.
Oh, I saw
Okay.
that.
Yeah, it was really good. Basically, breaks it down from the fucking beginning to like right now.
It's an excellent documentary.
Goes through every singer, the troubles and tribulations, fucking doing
I'm
this and that.
watching Gavin freak out because of how much he hates these bands.
I don't hate them. I just don't care. I hate all. Descendants has some stuff I like, but I'm not a
And it
mark.
goes through people like you too, like the fucking when they switched.
Can
and
you
it-
say the name of it again?
Filmage?
How did you see this? Because I'm genuinely interested.
So
like Netflix.
I don't want to get into it too crazy.
Okay.
But there's this thing called Plex, which is the equivalent of Napster
Okay.
for movies.
Okay.
So
so you stole it.
No. Here's what happens. You set up a server in you get a computer in your house with a big hard drive.
Okay.
You burn all your DVDs to it.
Who's you? I don't do all this shit. All right.
You connect it to the internet. You put the Plex software down.
Can people buy this, man?
It's free.
Yes.
The
Can people
Filmage?
buy this?
Yes.
Yeah, it came out in
Yes.
2013.
Yeah. So nobody cares
That's
about
how I see it. You know what
Because
I'm
you
saying?
steal things, man. You're cheap. We've already
I
established
get
that.
around-
Talk about
I
the
get around
movie.
laws. I get around the laws.
Talk about the movie.
So it was a really good documentary, beginning to end, shows every.
Is there
different-
old footage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Crazy old footage.
Is there current footage?
crazy current footage?
I'm with this.
Like super current, and then they also really intelligently wrap it around the main dude and the relationship he had with his father
Dope.
and his health, and it comes out of nowhere. You're
Dope.
just expecting this typical
Dope.
rock documentary,
Yeah,
punk
yeah,
documentary,
yeah.
and they hit you with this shit,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Fuck, man, you got me."
Yeah.
So
Who's interviewed throughout it besides the people in the band?
The usual cast.
The usual West Coast cast?
No, because like
Because y'all know how I feel about West Coast punk rock. I hate it.
like the usual, like Ian, Henry.
some of those dudes are like real quickers, and then there's like,
Wait.
yeah.
Isn't the Descendants in all West Coast?
yeah.
Yeah. And
But everybody loved them.
Who's
They
that?
were- they
Hey.
were,
Don't speak for everybody.
they started
I
in
hate
the-
West Coast punk rock.
They started in the
I
same
have
church that they practiced in the church that Black Flag was squatting in.
Fine. They can. Fine.
They were like little kids that were
Fine, they
hanging
can
out
live.
with.
But I fucking hate West Coast punk rock.
all day. I love it.
Go ahead.
You don't.
I do.
Black Flag,
Henry.
Dead Kennedys.
Fine. That's one.
It's
Pausing.
pretty important.
Fear.
He's a Philly guy,
Philly.
technically, though.
Well, you're rolling your eyes.
Okay.
He reps Philly
He was-
and is a Vinnie Paz fan.
He was in Philly till he was
Cody Mack,
20-something
holla
years old.
and tell me how he's a Philly guy all day. So that's out of here. Keep it going.
The Germs.
No Cell.
Word?
Like 5 songs.
Then I'm out.
Why are you out?
'Cause,
You got Sicko said everybody's telling me Pablo's a circle jerks. Mark, no, I'm
Circle jerks.
He's in it for a
all
second.
day.
Op Ivy.
I'm in this prison, you but for you. Op Ivy, amazing, one of my favorite punk rock records ever. So now we're up to like 3 records.
Okay. I need time to think about it. It's too late.
All right, Scott Stallone.
So
Lord of mercy, follow me, you know.
So anybody who knows my history or whatever it is knows that the first music that I ever loved, the first music that I ever played was reggae. And I got fortunate enough to play with Gregory Isaacs and Buju Banton. And,
Buju Banton,
Oh.
and I got to...
free Buju.
Yeah, really. So my recommendation this week is something that was probably not as rare, as some of these other recommendations, but it's a box set of stuff, and it's called The Story of Jamaican Music.
Lord of mercy.
Lord of mercy. And it is really
Follow
just
me
a
now.
pretty fucking great compilation of reggae through the era from like 1958 until this came out in 93, so it ends at 93.
By the way, I'm going to take this from you tonight.
Yeah, I know. I knew somebody was going home with
No,
it.
I'm going to
It
keep it.
wasn't
I'm
me.
going to keep it. Don't you still have my hard drive from like nine?
Oh, you gonna hold it hostage?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm going to take.
That's
You have
fair.
He has a hard drive of mine.
Yeah.
With 30,000 songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct
and
or
you're gonna
incorrect?
take about 100. So yeah,
Right,
it's a
so
good
is
trade.
that fair?
That's a fair
Yeah,
trade.
yeah. But this, what I
deal.
love
Me,
about
no?
this is that it's a really beautiful box set. It's got like really good and accurate, not like the corny. Like I hate hippies who co-opted what
Yeah.
reggae has become to some people.
Bo,
I mean,
Bo.
I literally hear reggae and the influence in so many fucking styles of music.
Yeah.
I
Even
mean-
where they're not like people, a white girl listens to No Doubt doesn't know that this is
Yeah.
where it came from.
Or listens to the fucking
311.
Diplo and Skrillex Lean On.
I don't know who listens to that.
What's-
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
and-
Diplo,
Frizz,
Skrillex,
apparently.
and it's fucking it's got the Shaka Demus and Pliers loop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So from Murder She Wrote, and it's like
Murder,
some people
She
will know that,
Wrote,
but not a lot of people
Murder,
will.
She Wrote.
Because this is going on 20 years now.
Keep singing that.
But
That was
it's
nice.
a fucking great
Murder, She
compilation.
Wrote. Murder, She Wrote.
That's all I can say. This is really, really worth listening.
Yeah,
It's on
Lord of
Mango
mercy.
Records. It may be out of print, but
Good
you
one.
can
Me and
find it.
Gavin will mark for reggae all day.
No
all
doubt.
day long.
No doubt.
So I guess it's back to me,
Yes, sir.
correct? My recommendation is a book. It's called Queen's Reign Supreme. It's written by Ethan Brown, but with that said, Ethan Brown is a white guy. It was put together by my friend. His name is Curtis Schoon. Curtis Schoon was there in the 80s when Queens was wildin'. When Fat Cat, the original 50 Cent, all of these motherfuckers were selling rock. It's based on police wiretaps and interviews with the kingpins. It's from the housing projects, the PJs of Southeast Queens, and it's basically explains all of these. You hear about Pappy Mason, who Nas referenced in a song, and how Pappy Mason, even though he's referenced in a song, Pappy Mason was a sociopath. You're talking about Fat Cat, all of these dudes, and Curtis was there. So while Ethan Brown wrote this, my friend Curtis Schoon, it's at Curtis Schoon on Twitter. He doesn't have many followers, but he's probably the most intelligent and articulate street dude that ever lived. He was there in the beginning when Russell was smoking dust. Run DMC was smoking dust. He was there when Pappy Mason was shooting people in the street. It's blood. This book is bloody.
I remember the Nas reference. I never knew who the fuck it was.
Pappy Mason. Yeah, Pappy Mason's still doing bullets. They were shooting people. Again, the real 50 Cent is brought up in here where 50 Cent got his name.
Right.
Again, it's Queens Reign Supreme, Fat Cat, 50 Cent, Rise of the Hip Hop Hustler. It's not a hip hop book. It's Queens, New York in the 80s when LL was still doing coke. Every corner was a crack corner, crack sales, murder, dumping body. This book is the epitome of grime and murder and killing. It's not new. But I feel like a whole generation skipped it. We'll post pictures of it on the website. But again, it was written by Ethan Brown, but the reality is my man Curtis put it together. He actually ran with these dudes. He was there. He was there with Russell. He was there with Jam Master Jay. It covers the Jam Master Jay murder. Who might have done it? Why they did it? All of that. Queens Reign Supreme, man.
I'm sold.
It's a great book. So, yo, check it. It's the holiday season, correct, fellas? What's everyone doing? You going back to Long Island or you staying in Philly?
I stay local.
Stay local.
I fucking hate the holidays.
Me too.
I hate them.
You know who marks for Christmas?
Me.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm going to keep it a bean. Earlier, when someone said, I hate Christmas songs, is that you, Frank?
That's me.
You said, yo, I love Christmas songs.
Really?
Love them.
Hate them.
Love Christmas songs, love Christmas, and I don't celebrate the holiday. Love everything about it. Love the meatballs, love the gravy.
Yep.
Love the fact the kids are happy.
Yep.
Maybe that's a part of it. Maybe you have a
It's
nephew now, so maybe that's a little bit more fun.
Maybe, yeah.
Pablo, you got 3 kids, so maybe it's fun.
Whoa.
He's trying
No,
to.
I just hate the stress.
I get crazy depressed and I fucking want to
hate
kill
this.
myself.
Christmas is the best, dude.
Like,
I love
hate
it.
No, you're bugging right now.
Yeah.
Christmas is
the
dope.
holidays.
Like
Nah.
it's a hard like couple of weeks for me.
What if do you want to talk about why? No, it's some.
I don't know that I can. I can't really come up with an explanation. It's just something that hits me.
I mean, my
all the
father's
time.
dead and my step-pop's dead, but I still am like, I watch the Bambino, I watch your
Yeah.
kids, I'm like, when it's over, then I'm like, then I worry about the heat again because I get mad when it's hot out.
See, I go into my depression shit after January, February, March.
The second that it gets warm out is when I go into my depression.
I used to be like that, but
I'm
now I like
reversed
the
when
warm
it gets
better.
cold. It's not really
Mine
cold.
mine
now.
mine goes
Snow
heavy in
comes and
Christmas,
shit.
and then it's just random from
Well,
then on out.
there's 6 of us in this room, and
Mine actually starts at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's a
Yeah.
lot harder for me than
With
than-
daylight savings is when I start going.
That doesn't bother me though.
It's getting dark at 4
I
o'clock.
mean, but on the real, Frizz, me and you are the only one who have lost parents, so it's
Yeah.
like we control the. Well, we say rules.
Yeah, I like Christmas.
No,
I
I'm
think
just
it's
saying,
dope.
no, like all that, like I don't
do
even
too.
celebrate the holiday, and I'm like, all right, fuck it, like everyone's happy, it's good food,
Yeah, everybody's
cool.
happy, and
it's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the whatever. I like the Americanized gimmick of it.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
I know
mark for.
the stupid
tree
songs,
and
all,
the
yeah.
fucking
That I
lights
don't
and
even
the
believe in
deals.
the philosophically that I don't believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah, have at it. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're making monagot.
Yep.
You're making some gravy, meatballs, and
Yeah.
then me and you argue how many meatballs we can eat.
Oh
right.
my
Let's go.
God.
Yep.
Let's go.
Regulation size meatballs.
yeah.
So, with that said, this is our last episode before the holidays. If everyone would like to give a little holiday shout, or however you want to end this.
I mean, we're going to be off for a little while. Not too long. We kind of worked out a schedule that we're going to be back sooner than we thought.
Yeah,
but
because
we are
everyone's
gonna
got a
be-
gimmick to do,
Yeah,
and
everybody's
has got a
got
gimmick.
family stuff. Everybody's got whatever, and I hope everybody's safe and enjoys themselves, and be cool till we're back.
Yeah, happy holidays to all the listeners. Thanks for all the support. It's been a short run, but happy holidays. Hope everyone has a good one.
Definitely. For me, I'm just thankful for my family, and I'm glad that my wife is healthy, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, man. Take a week off. Get the fuck off the internet. Turn your phone off. Start talking to people. Relax. Just chill. cool out.
Write us
Have
on
a
the
good
Facebook
holiday.
and email us, man.
You could do that after Christmas.
Hang out with us.
Hang out with us. Write us.
Yeah, write us all day, man.
This
We're
is
getting-
episode 6, right?
Yes.
So go back and listen to all 5 episodes if you haven't heard us yet.
Get caught up.
That's a whole weekend. If
Yeah.
you're bored and you're like us and
Yep.
you're an introvert,
Yep.
throw the shit on.
We will keep you, seriously, we'll keep you company.
Absolutely.
Like
Listen
Howard
to
did
it
for us when
backwards.
we were younger. Like,
And there
we'll
might
do
be
it.
shit in that.
Yeah, like Ozzy stuff.
Yeah.
Scott?
Yeah, everybody have a great holiday. If you're traveling, be safe. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for listening.
Awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, for sure. Write us. New email gimmick. Sicko, what's the gimmick?
info@broadstreetbreakdown.com.
Yeah, hit us on the Facebook, the Twitter. Everybody who's hitting us up, super cool.
Yeah.
A lot of fun talking to people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys writing us.
We like that everybody's involved, you know? We
Yeah.
like that we're sort of making a community here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell a phone, tell a friend, tell a mundo.
Exactly.
Amen.
And with that,
And with that being said,
Jokes aside, thank you so much for listening to us. We couldn't appreciate it more. What we've been doing, it's 2015, and this is the era of social media, but you guys have been spreading the word of mouth, which is better than
Absolutely.
anything we could ever
Yep.
ask for.
and we feel like you're part of the show, man.
Definitely.
It feels like, the people who are writing us and participating is sort of becoming part of the show.
Absolutely, because we'll talk to them, and once we get the
Yeah.
phone lines up,
Yep.
because we're working that with Scott, and
that's going to be good.
Little teaser promo for you.
a little
fucking
little quick shoot.
fucking deal.
But no, so we're going into the holidays. I love everybody in this room. I appreciate you guys so much. It's an honor to be friends with
Right
you.
back at you.
I love my Bambino. I
Yeah.
love my mama. I love my family. And you're listening to the Broad Street Breakdown. And we will see you next time.
Peace.
Yeah!